All right, everybody, just getting the live streams going here. Bear with me 1 second. All right.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamaware 101, jab, break it down.
What's up, Dave?
If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Easy cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link, we ain't falling for that. Scamaware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, got the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamaware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Dare got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
You was jamming in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth.
What's up, Matthew Behrens? Good to see you.
Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, betting wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamaware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, my beautiful man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want Put your code at your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101. We don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop. Read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101. Learn the tricks, then tell someone. We keep each other safe, that's how it's done. Scam awareness. Scam awareness. 101. John gets a call, your grandkid's stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, ask one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for a weekly scam awareness live stream over here at ScamAware 101. If you're first time joining, welcome to the live stream. My name is Jared with ScamAware 101. And our mission over here is to spread awareness of common scams that target individuals just like you, your friends, your family, right? Because we're under attack all day long by these scammers. They want to take everything we have, right? So for the next 2 hours or so, we're going to go over a ton of scams, over 20 different types of scams that are targeting individuals. We're going to go over some red flags to help you identify those scams, and we're going to share real examples of those scams, real email scams, phone call scams, text message scams, snail mail scams. We got them all here for you. So sit tight, fill your ScamAware 101 coffee mug with a caffeinated beverage. We've got a lot to go over this evening. By the way, if you want to get your very own ScamAware 101 coffee mug, check out our merch store over on our YouTube channel and on our website and scoop up some merch and support the mission. We've got some water bottles, coffee mugs, mouse pads, other scam awareness merchandise to help support the mission over here. And you could also join our YouTube memberships. We have some YouTube memberships available. We have super chats enabled. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, we always appreciate that. We could donate directly, scamaware101.com/donate. But, you know, times are tough. I know how it is. You could still help support our mission over here by joining our free mailing list. You go to scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you reminders of when we're going live, and some useful scam awareness tips. So join that free mailing list. It's the best way to keep up to date with what we got going on over here. And what else? Oh, Matthew says we got someone who wants to follow over on Threads. Well, tell them to follow. All right, they're not able to. You should be able to follow right on Threads. All right, over at our Threads. They actually go to our website, scamaware101.com. We have a link right to our Threads profile right here. All links to favorite social media platforms. We have links to our YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, X. Right here at the bottom of the website. And while you're there, you can join that free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. It's free to join. And thank you, Matthew, for always spreading the word, waving the flag, resharing the posts I see out there, and I appreciate you. What do you mean? You confuse me now, Matt. One of my sites is? Don't scare me. But tell me in the chat. We'll see if we can address that in a little bit. We got Dave on. We got Matthew on. Excellent. By the way, we're streaming live. We got 2 YouTube streams going. So if you don't see other people in the chat, it's probably because they're in the other YouTube channel. But we've got a vertical channel going, a widescreen channel going here. So 2 streams over on YouTube. And we are on Instagram and Facebook. So make sure to hop on, give a like, hit that like button. Let's get some more people in here. And you know what? Without any further ado, let's jump into some scam examples and some scam warnings here. And we actually got a newer one we're going to talk about this week that we haven't really covered much. And the first featured scam we're going to talk about is a fake payment pending scam or an account upgrade scam. And if you ever sell anything online over on Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor, you might be targeted by one of these fake payment pending scams. They're spreading rampantly across Zelle, Apple Pay, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. If you use any of these payment services to accept payments from buyers, these merchant websites or marketplace websites, you need to watch out for this scam. So we're going to spend a few minutes talking about this scam. We've got a bunch of examples of this scam that I'm going to share with you. We have some reports from users that I'm going to share with you. And this could be our featured scam before we dive into the usual scams this evening. So let me know in the chat if you've been targeted by this scam, if you've heard about this scam before. Hey, Matthew, that's cool. You should still be able to follow, I think, right? But I'll tell you what, if you still have trouble, send me a message after the live stream. We'll figure it out. So anyway, let's talk about these fake payment pending scams. And basically, how these fake payment pending scams or account upgrade scams work is you're selling something online, whether it's on Market, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, eBay, Nextdoor. We've seen reports across all these platforms for this scam. And basically how it works is these scammers, they find your listing and then they contact you and they say that they want to pay you with Zelle, Apple Pay, Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, all these common P2P payment systems, right? And they'll offer this payment. And then what happens is you'll actually get a fake notification. Sometimes it's a text message, sometimes it's an email, and it says that the payment's been made, but the payment's pending until you upgrade your account, right? But it's fake. It's a fake notification. It's a scam. And to upgrade the account, they say you have to make a payment of $500 that's going to be returned to your account, right? But here's the thing. You never receive the payment. So what happens is if you fall for this payment pending scam or this account upgrade scam, when you make that payment to upgrade your account, it actually goes to the scammer, right? So you lose that money. It's a pretty clever trick that they're using to take advantage of sellers on these marketplace type websites. All right, so let me break down the scam a little bit more for you here. Right, the scammer contacts you. They reach out to you on Marketplace or classified site that you're putting your listing on. Okay, they say they want to make the purchase. You get an email or a text message, right? And it looks like it's from Venmo or Zelle or Apple Pay or Cash App or PayPal, right? It looks legit. It has their logos on them. We'll show you some examples of that shortly, right? And they claim that your account needs to be upgraded, right? And of course, to upgrade it, they say you have to send a $500 payment. Sometimes a little less. I've seen the $200 payment versions too, right? But that's fake. That's the trick. You're actually end up sending it to a scammer, okay? And then they make off with your money, right? It's a pretty straightforward scam, but it's clever. It's clever. And the way that they trick you is through these realistic looking notifications, all right? So here's some examples. These are real examples of these fake notifications that are impersonating these payment providers, right? The first one's a Venmo example, right? And it's an email. Congratulations, your Venmo account limit has been upgraded. It says your funds are now safe with us for Patsy Kurtz. That's the scammer's name, the fake account they're using, right? But then it says $200 needs to be reimbursed back for your account to be fully credited with the sum of $500. And then it goes on with instructions of how to make this $200 payment to upgrade your account. But again, that's the scam. The way that the upgrade works is you end up sending $200 to the scammer. There is no upgrade, right? It's all part of the scam. Right next to it, we have the Zelle example. This is a text message. Zelle alert. You received a $175 payment. Status pending. And that's it to complete the verification process. A refundable additional deposit of $500 is required from the sender. Right? Notice how it says from the sender. That's where people get a little confused because what happens is the sender, who is actually the scammer, what they'll do is they'll send you the $500 or they'll make you think they did. They don't really send you $500. They send a second notification that says you received $500. And that's when they trick you saying, okay, now just send it back. You're able to verify your account, send it back. Right? But you're actually sending them $500 of your own. They never sent you $500. Right? It's a little tricky trying to follow the flow of this scam. But what you have to look out for is these notifications that claim you have to make a payment to upgrade your account. Right? This next example next to it is an Apple Pay example. Right? It's a text message, payment on hold, Apple Pay, payment notification. It says you received $3,500 from the buyer. Right? But then it says pending, action required. And it's the same type of scam. To complete this transfer, please ask the sender to make an additional $500 payment. This is required to verify and upgrade your account. Once received, the full $4,000 will be released. All right. And it's a trick because what they're going to do is they're going to say, now you have to send that $500 back to the buyer. Right? But you never received $500 from them. You just got the notification. If you actually log in and check your account, you check your Zelle account, or your Apple Pay account, your Cash App account, you're not going to see the payment there because they actually didn't send it. These are fake notifications that make you think they sent it. And this example next to it is a Cash App example. All right, it's an email. It says received. We have a problem crediting your $220 because the status of your account is not a business user, which makes your account have limits. But then it says to fully expand your Cash App to a business account, contact the buyer to send an additional $500 to a Cash App. All right. And then it says, no, an alert has been sent to your buyer in regards to the $500. So you might just see a follow-up notification right after this one before you even contact the buyer who's an actual scammer. Right? You'll receive the follow-up notification that says you received $500. And then the sender/buyer is going to say, hey, now you got to send that back to me. It's all part of a scam. It's an elaborate refund scam where they make you think that you received money from them to help upgrade your business account and purchase your item. And now you got to send it back. But you never received any money from them. It's a trick. And look, there's so many examples of this scam. Here's a bunch of recent reports. I just grabbed a few of them, but there's so many here. These are all some recent reports on the AARP website. At Facebook Marketplace. I was contacted on Facebook Marketplace. Then received a text about my Cash App not being able to receive a payment because it was not a business account, and convinced to engage in some transactions to activate it. And this person lost over $1,000 to this scam. A report about Venmo. Payment was on hold until he sent another $500 to upgrade my account to business. He asked if I would send the $500 back. Again, that money was on hold. I was told to call a Venmo agent. By the way, something to note about these scams is, of course, they include a phone number to call, claiming that's support, claiming that's Venmo support or Cash App support or Zelle support, but it actually calls a scammer, right? You can never trust these phone numbers that are included on these notifications, because scammers love to do that. They include a fake phone number that actually calls them instead of the company they're claiming to be. There's another report from Facebook Marketplace. We had another spoofed email saying to call a number. Then he offered a FaceTime to share my screen to help, make an account, send money back, saying Venmo wasn't working. Sometimes they do this too. They start going down. Venmo didn't work. Now let's do PayPal. PayPal didn't work. Let's do Cash App. But what they're really doing is they're just trying to drain all your apps of whatever money you have. And this person lost $1,000 too. Finally realized that they asked us to go to Walmart and get gift cards. They didn't even about the gift card scam, right? Here's another one. Nextdoor. There's a report from a Nextdoor user. Received an email saying that the buyer had to put more in Zelle account than needed for purchase to meet their minimum requirement. I was then to Zelle him the difference. Verified with my bank that it was a scam. See, that's how the scam works. They try to make you think the buyer's going to send you an extra $500 and then just send it back to them. But they're trying to trick you. Another report, Zelle. The Zelle they sent was a scam. Email from Zelle. The little clip of the email. Dear customer, you have received $60. The payment has been declared pending. Required to contact the sender of the payment and request $500 more. And there they include the fake phone number to call. And we got one more report here. Nextdoor. Message from Zelle. The issue was she was a business account and mine was a personal account. This mismatch caused issue. If I call phone number message, they could fix the issue. What alerted me was she would send me $565 for the $65 sell. So that's how the scam works. They say, even though the item's just $65, to activate your account, we're going to send you $565. Just send me the $500 back. But it's a fake notification. You'll get a notification saying that you got the $565, but that's how they trick you. They make you think that now you got to send it back. So it's an advanced version of a refund scam, right? So if you sell anything on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, Nextdoor, eBay, any of these sites, be aware of this scam, because many people are losing money to this scam. And we have some red flags and best practices to help you spot this scam and protect yourself from this scam. Some common red flags. Claims your account need to be upgraded. No legitimate payment service requires an upgrade to receive money. Okay, you should never have to send money to upgrade your account to anything. That's all part of a scam. So if you're trying to sell something online and someone reaches out to you, you get some notification from again, Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, any of these online payment platforms, right? If you get a notification saying you have to send money to upgrade or someone has to send you more money to upgrade, it's 100% scam. It's a fake pending payment scam, fake account upgrade scam. Right, red flag, the buyer must send extra money. Just said that. You're asked to refund money, right? When they send you more and then ask you to send it back. And by the way, scammers use these payment platforms because it's very hard to get your money back once it's sent, especially if it's being sent from a bank account linked to these apps, right? If you send money to someone using Zelle and it pulls it from your bank account, very hard to get that money back. Same with Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. They're very hard to deal with, these platforms. Very hard to get your money back. Another red flag, the payment only appears in an email or text. Always go and check the app directly. You're not going to see any of these payments that they claim they made in the apps because they weren't made. It's a trick. The notifications are fake. Very important to be aware of that. Okay, they tell you to call or text a support number. You can't trust these phone numbers that they send you in text. That's a very common scam that they use. They make you think that you're calling PayPal support. They make you think that you're calling Venmo support, but you're actually calling a scammer who impersonates those companies. Right? Scammers love to include these fake phone numbers you call And they actually connect you directly to a scammer, not the real support company. And then a last red flag, your urgency and pressure to act immediately. And we'll talk more about that red flag later when we talk about some common red flags, because scammers love to put pressure and get you to react. Some best practices to follow. View payments inside the official app. You get these notifications claiming that you have to upgrade your account, claiming that someone's got to send you money or you have to send money. Again, don't trust it. Go into the app. You're not going to see any of those in the app because they're fake. And never trust screenshots or emails. What these scammers love to do is, even though these payments aren't showing in the app, what they'll do is they'll send you these screenshots that are fake, right? They'll just generate these fake screenshots. They see, I sent it. I sent you the payment, but they didn't. It's a scam. Never refund money that you haven't received. Okay, so you get these notifications claiming you got paid, but you're not going to see it in your account. Never call numbers. Right? We talked about that in the suspicious texts. Confirm funds are available. Always make sure to check your accounts directly to see if the funds are even there. And then when in doubt, walk away. Right? It's best to lose a sale than lose your money. So be aware of these fake payment pending scams. You know, on popular marketplace sites, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, eBay, Nextdoor. Very common if you're selling things online. Very common. And again, it's crazy because they could use all these different payment apps. We've got examples from all these different payment apps. Well, the scammers impersonate Zelle. They impersonate Apple Pay. They impersonate Venmo. They impersonate Cash App. They impersonate PayPal. And they're just trying to trick you to send them money. They send these fake payment notifications. Now, it's similar to an overpayment scam, too, where they say, oh, I just meant to send you $65, but I sent you $565. Can you refund me that $500? Well, guess what? When you send that $500, you're not going to be able to get it back. It's a scam. So that's our featured scam that we kicked off the live stream with this evening. These fake payment pending scams, these account upgrade scams. Watch out for them. Be aware of them. Don't fall for them, especially if you're selling items online. Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and all those sites. All right, let me know in the chat if you've been targeted by this type of scam before. Very common. Lots of reports about this one coming in. So it's another clever way that the scammers try to get you. By the way, if you're just joining live stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button. We're going for about 2 hours this evening. Tons of scams to go over, examples to share with you. So hit that like button, share the live stream on Facebook or whatever social media platforms you're on. Let's get some more people in here. And don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. It really does help. Join our free mailing list on scamware101.com. Just click join mailing list and we'll send you reminders when we're going live. Some useful scam awareness tips. And the next scam we're going to talk about, super important to be aware of these, especially for the older folks out there. Medicare scams. These are a big problem. These scammers, they call you up and they impersonate your healthcare provider or Medicare to steal your private information, your Medicare information. Because what they're going to do is once they have that information, they could file false claims. They'll file claims for equipment that you didn't need or was never sent to you, for tests that you never received. And what they do is they steal your Medicare information, your Medicare number, and they file these false claims. So basically, they're ripping off the health insurance system. And you might think to yourself, well, insurance pays for it. What do I care? Not always, right? You're going to end up getting a bill sometimes because of this scam. And plus, it raises the cost for everybody. So these Medicare scammers are a big problem. And they'll call you up. They impersonate all these different entities. They'll impersonate Medicare. They'll impersonate your insurance provider. They'll impersonate your pharmacies, CVS and Walgreens. They'll impersonate your doctor's office and physicians. And the thing about these scams is they'll know things about you already. Unfortunately, there have been so many breaches of our healthcare information in the past few years, whether it's hospitals or insurance companies. Most of our healthcare information, sadly, is already out there for scammers to buy and use against us. And when they use it against us, what I mean is when they call up, they know what pharmacy to impersonate because they know what pharmacy you go to. They know what doctor to impersonate because they know what doctor you use, right? They know what insurance provider you have, Medicare, for example. And when they call you up, the caller ID might even show your doctor's name, Medicare's name, insurance's name. So then some common narratives that they'll use to try and get information out of you is they'll say that they're offering free medical supplies. They'll call you up and say that they're going to provide a new Medicare card, but they need to verify your current information first. Sometimes they'll call up and they'll say that there's going to be updates to your Medicare benefits that they want to make you aware of, but we want to confirm some information about you first. Don't ever give them any information. It's a trick. All right, it's a trick. And they commonly ask for your birth date, your Medicare number. They'll ask for your date of service start, because then they could use this information to file those false claims. And again, I can't stress enough, these scammers, they might know things about you. So don't be convinced just because they know things about you. There's been many reports, well, the scammer calls, and he already knows the last 4 digits of your social security number. And they use that as a way to try and convince you that they are who you're talking to, that they are Medicare, but they're not. So look, it doesn't matter what your caller ID says. It doesn't matter what the caller claims to know about you. You have to hang up. You have to hang up and then verify through official channels. If they say they're from your doctor's office, hang up and then call your doctor's office directly. They say they're Medicare, hang up, call Medicare directly. But it's not safe to give information out to these unsolicited callers. You can't do it anymore. Scammers, they're taking full advantage of people, and it's a golden rule. You have to hang up and verify. Okay? So watch out for these Medicare scams. Don't share any of your personal information, healthcare information, Medicare information. Make sure to review your Medicare summary notices that you get. I think every month or every quarter you get notices. So make sure to review them and see if there's actually things listed there, like equipment and tests that you didn't really purchase or get. Because that could be an indicator that someone's stolen your information and they're filing false claims as you. So make sure your loved ones are aware of this scam. Don't fall for it. And be suspicious of anybody calling up claiming to be Medicare. Yeah, these first few scams that we're going through, pretty much government impersonation scams. This next one is tax and IRS impersonation scams. You know, fraudsters impersonate tax authorities, and they claim the victim owes taxes, must pay immediately to avoid penalties or arrests. Sometimes they'll say that you're entitled to a refund, but you need to confirm your banking info. But as soon as you confirm your banking information, it's going to get stolen. That's how they get you. And we have a couple examples of this scam to show you here. A couple text message examples. And these scammers, they're impersonating all different tax authorities. Right, we have one example here where they impersonate the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. It says, you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We'll deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check. And then they have the link to the fake website. But if you click that link, it takes you to a website, it steals your personal details and your banking details that you enter. So it's a clever trick. They make you think that you're entitled to some kind of refund. You just got to confirm your bank account. No, don't fall for it. This next one impersonates the Colorado Department of Revenue. Right, so first one was impersonating the IRS, and now the second one's impersonating the Department of Revenue. It's the same type of scam. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information. We'll deposit the funds in your bank account or mail a paper check. And then they have the link to the fake website. They even put the word Colorado in the link to try and be more convincing that it's actually Colorado Department of Revenue. But it's not. It's a scam. This isn't how the IRS or tax authorities contact you. They don't just reach out randomly through text message and say, hey, we need you to confirm your information. And this last example here of a IRS and tax impersonation scam, New Jersey Department of Taxation. All right, so we had Internal Revenue Service, we had Department of Revenue, and now we have the Department of Taxation, New Jersey. It says your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information. Funds will be deposited in your bank. And there's a fake link to the website where they're going to steal your banking details. Okay, so watch out for these IRS and tax impersonation scams. They're circulating all year long, but they definitely pick up during tax season too, but they are circulating all year round. And just because I shared text message examples with you, you still have to keep your guard up. They're calling on the phone. They're sending emails. Okay, you never want to click these links that you get through text messages claiming to be the tax authorities and IRS. And same thing goes for emails that claim to be from the IRS and tax authorities. You know, if you're concerned that they're real, go to the website directly by typing it into your browser, irs.gov. Don't trust the links that you get in any of these emails or text messages. It's a very common scam. So don't fall for it. Watch out for it. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it. If you just joined, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. We want to hear from you. We have an agenda and a whole list of scams that we're going over this evening. But if you want to hear about a certain scam, let us know in the chat. Or if you want to share your stories and experiences, please do. We're over on the YouTube chat here. Let's take a look at this next scam here. Social Security impersonation scams. This one's been picking up a lot too lately. This one, scammers impersonate Social Security officials and claim there are problems with the victim's number of benefits. They threaten action unless immediate payment or information is provided. Now we have an example of that one here for you. In this example, it actually is an email with a link to a statement, Social Security statement. But if you click that link, it actually takes you to a website and installs malware on your device. So see how this email here, it says, to see your statement, please download the file from this link. In the text of the link, it looks like it points to SSA.gov. It says SSA.gov forms your report. But if you hover over the link and look where it really points, it goes to a completely fake website. It's going to infect you with a virus. Okay, and the email goes on to say, we hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration services. But it's not. And what's interesting about this scam is this example is from 2025, February 2025. But every week, we still see reports of this exact same scam circulating. These fake emails claiming there's a statement to download from Social Security. So you get an email like this, don't fall for it. Don't click that link. You'll get infected with a virus. Instead, if you're concerned it's real, go directly to SSA.gov in your browser. Right, you never want to trust these links that come through text messages or emails. And never share your personal information with people calling up, claiming to be Social Security. And again, you can't trust caller ID. I'm going to say it 100 times this evening. You cannot trust caller ID. Because the scammers can make the caller ID say whatever they want, including to say Social Security. So watch out for it. Again, it's one of those scams. They're targeting with emails, phone calls, text messages. They'll claim you have a new statement or there's a problem with your account, changes to your benefits, the usual scam narratives. So don't fall for it. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it, especially the older folks out there getting Social Security. Because these scammers, again, they want to take everything you have. That's important to remember. These scams, we're not talking about a scam. They just try to scam you out of $100 or even $1,000. They want to take everything you got. Clear out your bank account. Next scam we're going to talk about here, undeliverable package scams. This one's actually pretty picking up again right now because of the Amazon deals last week. So now everybody's expecting all these packages. So watch out for these text messages and notifications claiming that there's an undeliverable package. They usually impersonate UPS, FedEx, USPS, and then they have a link to reauthorize the delivery. But the link's going to try to steal your payment details. So you're going to say something like, make a $3 payment for redelivery, but it's a scam. They're going to steal whatever payment details you enter. And we have some examples of this scam to show you right here. This one always picks up during the holidays too. But again, it's all year round. This first one impersonates UPS. It says, UPS ground, reschedule your shipment delivery. We attempted to deliver UPS package on June 23rd, but were unable to contact you, and the delivery could not be completed. Your package needs to be signed for in person, so please reschedule the delivery by doing the following. And then it has a link. It's going to take you to a fake website. And it's an interesting tactic that the scammers use too. So notice how the link, it says www.ups.com at packages-board.cc. That's a clever trick that scammers use to make it look like the link points to ups.com. But actually, anything before the @ symbol here is irrelevant. It's what's after the @ symbol that counts. So it's actually taking you to a website that's packages-board.cc. It's not ups.com. So it's a clever trick that these scammers use to make you think that the link goes to ups.com. But it actually doesn't. So don't fall for that. And again, don't click on these links. The second example here, the text message actually came with a file attachment. And look how legit this text message looks like. They inserted the USPS logo in it, USPS.com. Dear customer, your package has arrived at the distribution facility, but we were unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. Please click on the HTML file above to update your address. And it's got an HTML file attached. Look, Cybersecurity 101, don't open attachments that you weren't expecting from someone you don't know, especially if they're .html files. Because what happens is you open up these malicious attachments. Best case scenario, they take you to a fake website. Worst case scenario, they install malware and a virus on your device. So you never want to open attachments that you weren't expecting from someone you don't know or that just show up unexpectedly. The Cybersecurity 101, never open those attachments. They're as bad as opening random links. So, and those are the dangerous actions to avoid as far as this scam goes. Clicking on the links, opening the file attachments. And look, these scammers, they impersonate UPS, FedEx, USPS, DHL, Amazon with these fake delivery notifications. So be aware and don't fall for it. We have this little infographic that we made up for you. It says, your guide to the USPS delivery scam. How it works. You get a text message. Your package is delayed. Act within 12 to 24 hours. And it directs you to that fake website. It steals your payment info because it says you have to pay $2 or $3 for redelivery. But then they steal that payment info and they go use your credit card and buy a big TV for $5,000. So some red flags. USPS, FedEx, they don't send text messages like these. Unless you request updates for specific packages, you're not going to get random text messages from these delivery services. They'll never send you a text message with a link, and they don't require payment for redelivery. So keep that in mind too. So if you get any notifications like this and you got to pay for redelivery, whether it's from FedEx, UPS, Amazon, don't fall for it. It's a scam. Next scam we're going to talk about here, and we have a phone recording or a voicemail we're going to play for you with this one, but it's a fake promotion scam to pay with a gift card. And how this one works is the fraudsters impersonate a service provider and offer the victim a discount for paying with a retail gift card. Victims are tricked into purchasing gift cards and sending them to the scammer. And what we're seeing a lot with these types of scams is they're impersonating your internet providers. Comcast, Verizon, Spectrum are the big ones that we've been hearing about with this one. But basically, you get a phone call, and in this case, it's a voicemail I'm going to play for you. And they try to scare you. They say that your 50% discount is going to expire, and to call this number back. All right, but if you call that number, you actually connect to a scammer. And in this case, they're impersonating Comcast. So let's take a listen to this phone call, what this voicemail sounds like.
Hello, this voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you. All
right, so they impersonate Comcast. They say your discount's expiring. They try to trick you into calling back. And how the scam works is when you call back, what they're going to do is they're going to say, well, your discount's expiring, but we have a new promotion going on with Target. So if you go to buy a Target gift card and you pay with a Target gift card, we'll apply it to your account and you'll get 50% off. And they'll usually ask for you to pay for a year or so up front, 6 months or a year. But you're not talking to Comcast, you're not talking to your provider, you're actually giving gift card to scammers because scammers love gift cards. So you need to watch out for this trick. And again, they use that urgency. They use that urgency to make you think that your current discount's going to expire, to make you think your bill's going to double. And then they try to trick you into purchasing a gift card and sending them the gift card. Hey, Matthew, thank you for the jewels. 6-7. That's what John did last time. John hit us with a 6-7 last time, too. That's funny. So red flags, you receive an unexpected call, email, or text about your account. And look, if you're concerned that's real or something you need to worry about, what you do, call back through official channels, right? Go look up the actual phone number of Comcast and call them directly. Go look at one of your bills and call your provider directly. Don't trust these phone numbers that they leave in voicemails for you to call back. You know, just like you can't trust the phone numbers that they put in text messages. It's very common for these scammers. They leave these fake phone numbers. They actually call them instead of who they're impersonating, right? And a couple of victim experiences regarding this scam. They offered me 50% off my bill for 6 months if I paid with gift cards. I gave them the numbers and realized later I was scammed. In another report, my elderly parents were offered a lower rate on their internet service, but had to buy gift cards and called back with the numbers. Scammers love getting paid in gift cards because it's very easy for them to transfer the funds. So watch out for this scam. Somebody calls you up claiming to be your internet or phone provider offering you a discount. Don't trust it. It's a common scam. Next scam we're going to talk about here. By the way, if you're just joining, hit that like button. Let's get some more people in here. We're trying to spread awareness about common scams that target individuals. Everybody could benefit from this information and knowledge. We got to do something to stop these scammers. And over here at Scamware 101, we believe knowledge is your best defense. So for next hour and a half or so until at least 8 o'clock, we're going to be showing you real scam examples. So let's get some more people into the live stream here. Hit that like button. It'll help the YouTube algorithm get our info out there. And hey, give us a quick subscribe and a follow on your favorite social media platforms. It really does help. I'm trying to put something good out there and everybody could benefit from this. But let's talk about tech support scams. These are very dangerous, especially to older folks out there. So victims receive a fake virus alert on their device and are tricked into calling a fake tech support phone number. There's that whole fake number thing again, where the scammers trick you into calling a number where they impersonate tech support. They pretend that they're Microsoft. They pretend that they're Apple. And the victim is connected to a scammer who requests access to their device. And then the scammer steals a whole bunch of their banking details, and it's all downhill from there. And we got some examples of what these fake alerts look like. I'm going to zoom in on them in a second for you. But just give you an idea about how widespread and how damaging this scam is. Consumers over the age of 60, just the consumers over the age of 60, have lost $159 million to this scam in 2024, and it's even more in 2025. I just haven't updated the stats here yet. So $159 million in 2024, and that's just consumers over the age of 60. So that's not even everybody. And by the way, younger folks actually fall for more scams than the older folks. There's this misconception that the older folks are falling for all the scams. That's not necessarily true, right? Younger folks actually fall for more of these scams. It's just the older folks lose more money because these scammers, they take everything you got. They take your retirement, they take your savings. So it's extremely damaging to the older folks out there when they get scammed because they lose everything that they have. And what are they supposed to do? Go back to work at 80 years old, right? But the younger folks, they're still falling for these scams too. They actually fall for the scams more often. They just don't lose as much money to them. So everybody is susceptible to these types of scams. As far as these fake virus alerts go, every device is susceptible to these. It doesn't matter if you're on a Windows computer or a Mac computer or an iPhone or an Android device. If you could browse the internet, you get one of these fake pop-ups. In fact, the first example here, it targets Safari users. Virus found. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. Please call tech support as soon as possible. That has a whole list of all these scary things that are going to supposedly happen if you don't. All right, it says your computer has a serious virus, data at risk, your credit card details and banking information, your email passwords and other passwords, your Facebook, private photos, your webcam could be accessed. All these scary things are supposedly going to happen if you don't call this number, but it's fake. It's not a real pop-up. It's just trying to trick you to call that phone number. Okay, the second example right here, McAfee antivirus. Look, they use McAfee's logo, their colors. Your PC is infected with viruses. Action required. And it says call McAfee helpline, but that's not the McAfee helpline. You call that number, you connect to scammers. And we have one that impersonates Windows Defender over here. Has the Microsoft logo, the Windows Defender logo. Access to your PC has been blocked for security reasons. Contact Windows support. And that has a number to call. But if you call that number, it's not going to be Windows support. It's going to be a scammer. And look, the big giveaway, how you can tell it, these are all fake pop-ups, is that they have a number to call. That's important to remember. Real virus alerts, they don't show a phone number to call. Okay, if you get a pop-up that says call this number, it's a scam. Restart your computer. If you can't close it, restart your computer. Right? And these pop-ups, they can be intrusive. We've seen versions where they cover your whole screen and they start blasting out of your speakers on repeat. You're infected, call this number. You're infected, call this number. It can be extremely scary to somebody. And that's what scammers do. They use fear to get a reaction. Don't fall for it. Don't react by calling the number. It's a scam. And what I always tell people is when it comes to pop-ups like these, you should already have your tech support person in mind. Like if there's a problem with your computer or you get a virus alert, who are you going to call? Right? Maybe it's that family member that's good with computers. Maybe it's that local computer shop, right? But you should never call the phone number that pops up on the screen. Very popular scam. Lots of people falling for it, losing money to it. Michael Knight, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream, Michael. Looks like you're putting song lyrics in the chat. That's cool. As long as it counts as a view. Hit that like button while you're putting song lyrics in there. Let's look at the next scam here. And this is very similar to that last one with the fake virus alerts, except this one, these fake virus alerts, they try to get you to download an app. So this version tries to get you to call a fake tech support phone number. This version tries to get you to download an app. And it works the same way. Here's some examples of them. You get this alert on your phone. Your system is heavily damaged by 2 viruses. If you do not remove the virus now, it will cause severe damage to your phone. And they try to get you to click this Repair Fast Now button to download the app. But you download that app, you could get infected with a virus or malware. It's going to let the evildoer onto your machine and your device. So don't fall for these fake virus alert scams where they're trying to get you to call a phone number or download an app. It's a scam. If you're concerned, if you're worried that's real, call your tech support person, right? This next scam example here, this is actually a snail mail scam because believe it or not, scammers, they're using the postal service still too. You know, just because the internet came around, that didn't mean they stopped operating through letters. So even if you get a letter in the mail, you still have to be aware. In this example, we're going to show you a secret survey check scam or a mystery shopper scam. And basically what it is a secret survey check scam, also called a mystery shopper scam or a secret shopper scam. It's a fraud in which scammers mail a victim a check. So you actually receive a check in the mail, a physical check with this letter, and claim they have been selected to evaluate a store. So it basically says, congratulations, you've been selected as a secret shopper. Here's an enclosed check. But some people might consider that a sign of legitimacy, that they received a check. It's not. It's actually the opposite. It's actually a huge red flag if you received a check that you weren't expecting. And here's an example of what that letter looks like. And you can see the letter actually impersonates Walgreens and CVS. It says, congratulations on your accomplishment. This package contains what you need to complete your first secret survey assignment. So have fun, make money, and help us improve global customer service. But it's a scam, and enclosed is a check for $2,480. Here's what the check looks like, $2,480. And what happens is the letter instructs you to go purchase 4 gift cards for $500 each. And then it says you get to keep the extra $480 to yourself as a commission for doing the secret shopping. But again, it's a scam. And what the letter does, it instructs you to deposit the check and then within 12 to 24 hours to go make the purchases. The reason that it pushes you to act within 12 to 24 hours is because what's going to happen is in about 2 or 3 days, you're going to get a notification from your bank that the check was no good. The check's going to bounce. They're going to reverse the funds. And by then, you already spent the $2,000 on these gift cards and sent them to the scammer. So by the time the check gets reversed, that $2,000 disappears from your account. You can't get those gift cards back because you already purchased them and sent them to the scammer. Even if you're holding the gift cards, it doesn't matter anymore because you sent an email with pictures of the gift cards to the scammer. And that's how the scam works. They make you think that you've been selected as a secret shopper. They even enclose a check in the letter to you. But the check's going to eventually bounce and you're going to be left $2,000 in the hole from it. And again, here's the example of the one letter. It impersonates Walgreens and CVS. It asks you to go purchase Apple gift cards, Razer gift cards, Nike gift cards, or Steam Wallet gift cards. And the victim's report here, we have a report from a victim who lost money to this scam, received the USPS priority mail containing a letter on Whole Foods letterhead and a cashier's check for $1,955. They were told to deposit the check and purchase 3 Apple gift cards for $500 each. And the victim says she bought 2 before realizing it was a scam. So they impersonate CVS, Walgreens, Whole Foods, pretty much any gift card provider, right? They're probably out there impersonating Target and any place else you get gift cards at. So be suspicious for this type of scam. If it has a check enclosed, it's always a huge red flag. You know, pressure to act fast. We're telling you to go out there and purchase these gift cards within 12 to 24 hours. All red flags. And by the way, your bank ends up hitting you with a fee when the check bounces. So get scammed 2 times. So watch out for these mystery shopper scams or these secret survey check scams. Again, it's an example of a snail mail scam. The letter arrives to your mailbox. It doesn't mean you could trust it. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Give me some reactions. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. The more likes, let's see if we get some more people in this live stream. We'll be going until at least 8 o'clock this evening. We've got tons of scam examples to warn you about. These are all scams that target individuals, right? We're targeted all day. Phone calls, emails, text messages. So we have a whole bunch of examples we're going to share with you. If you appreciate what we're doing here, you can show some support. Getting all tongue-tied. You can show some support by purchasing some merch at our YouTube store. We have some coffee mugs available, water bottles available, stickers, mouse pads, all cool Scamware 101 merch. Help support the mission. We have YouTube memberships enabled if you want to sign up for a monthly membership. Appreciate that too. You donate directly, scamware101.com/donate. But hey, we get it. Times are tough. You can still help. It's free to click like. It's free to click subscribe. It's free to share. So make sure to hit that like button and join our free mailing list. Scamware101.com and hit join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you some reminders when we're going live. We'll send you some scam awareness tips, all good stuff. And make sure to follow us on social media. YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. We're on all your favorite social media platforms. So hop on over there, give us a quick like and a follow, and help us spread awareness about these scams. Next scam we're going to talk about here. Inheritance scams. We're going to show you actually another snail mail scam here. But how these inheritance scams work. The victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative. But to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams exploit curiosity and greed. And you can see here is an actual example of this letter you might get. And the scam that's circulating now, it seems to impersonate a law office in Canada. You can see it's got the logo up here and the law office address and phone number to supposedly call. And the letter, the person that's addressed to, it actually says the person's name. It'll say dear and then the person's first and last name. And in the letter where they say you have an inheritance, it's because somebody with the same last name as you, the late Dr. Maria, and then they insert your last name. So they actually put that much attention to detail in these letters. Each of these letters that goes out to people, they make sure the letter actually says dear, whoever your name is, and that the deceased client of theirs matches the same last name. So don't be fooled by that attention to detail in the scam letter. But the letter goes on to say that you're entitled to a $10.8 million inheritance because you share the same last name as their deceased client. And notice at the end of the letter, it actually says this claim requires a high level of confidentiality. That's always a red flag. We're going to talk about that a little later when we talk about the red flags. But scammers love to request secrecy and confidentiality. They don't want you to talk to anybody because they might tell you it's a scam. So, and how these inheritance scams work. Usually what they do is they try to trick you into paying fees and taxes on the inheritance first. And then they say, after you pay the fees and taxes, then you get your $10.8 million. But what they'll actually do is they take off with the fees and taxes they supposedly pay. So you get this letter, be suspicious. Don't fall for it. Now, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Unfortunately, it probably is. You get a random letter in the mail saying you're entitled to $10.8 million. That's probably a scam. And again, this letter, so this is funny. This example is actually from 2024. But again, every week we see reports of this exact same letter circulating, this fake inheritance letter. So be aware of it. Make your loved ones aware of it. Your family member calls you and says, hey, I got a letter about a huge inheritance. Be like, let me warn you about this inheritance scam that's circulating. Next scam we're going to talk about here. Expiring rewards point scam. This is when scammers pose as like Verizon, T-Mobile, other service providers, and they claim you have reward points. They're going to expire usually within 12 to 24 hours. And what they do is that then they direct the victim to a fake website where they could supposedly use these reward points. But the website's actually fake. It's a fake retail website. It makes you think that you're going to get these amazing products that are worth $100, $200, but they're still going to try to charge you for shipping, which that's a scam. They steal your payment details. They trick you into paying for shipping and then steal your payment details. You're actually not going to get any products or anything for these reward points. It's a completely fake website. You can see here is an example of a text message you might get. This one impersonates T-Mobile. Last 12 hours, 11,430 points will expire permanently. And then I have the link to supposedly trade them in, but it's a scam. Again, you go to that link, any details you enter are going to get stolen. Usually you receive a text message. You can get an email too. Any text message scam is there's pretty much an email version of this scam and vice versa. So be aware of that. But yeah, you get this text message, tells you you have some reward points, tells you click a link, and it steals any payment details you enter. And there's quite a few reports about this, and we have some victim reports here. Let's see what they're saying. It took me to the Verizon website with products to purchase using our points. The site looked professional and very authentic. It's a scam. The website looked legitimate. Asked for credit cards for shipping fees. Asked for zip code and PIN. The transaction doesn't complete. It steals whatever details you enter. I had to cancel 2 cards. Unfortunately, caught it quickly, so no charges were made. So that victim got lucky. They attempted to use the card for multiple more transactions after we froze the activity. So watch out for these reward points scam. Some red flags. Urgent language. Last 12 hours. Time is running out. Threats to lose points. Suspicious links. You never want to click those links. Look, you get a message like this claiming to be from T-Mobile, Verizon, whoever your provider is. Call your provider back directly. Right? Don't trust any info in the text message. Call your provider back directly to confirm it if you think it's real. And they're going to tell you it's not real because it's a very common scam. So don't fall for it. Everybody loves to get free gifts and things like that. And that's why this one's so tempting. And scammers know that. They take advantage. So watch out for these expiring reward points scams. Next scam we're going to talk about here. Fake Evite scams. There's been an uptick of this one lately. It's important to be aware of these fake Evites. What's happening is scammers are sending out fake Evite emails impersonating popular services like Evite and Punchbowl. The realistic-looking emails include a malicious link that is either going to download malware or virus to your device, or it's going to steal your email login, which is the most common version of this one that's circulating right now. We have a couple examples to show you, of course. So here's two examples. You can see one impersonates Punchbowl. It has the Punchbowl logo at the top of the email. You're on the guest list. Click below to view the event details. It has a little fancy graphic of an envelope that says you're invited and a button to open invitation. Okay, but if you open that invitation, it's actually going to infect you with malware or take you to a fake login page. It steals your email credentials. An example next to it has the Evite logo up top. You're invited. Special celebration of life. Same thing with the envelope and stamp, trying to make it look all legit. Then it has the buttons to RSVP now or view the invitation. But if you click them, you get taken to the fake website, steals your login details, your email login, or it infects you with malware. And the reason why this one is spreading so much right now is the way this scam works is once somebody falls for it and gets infected, if they click that link or they enter their email details, get their email details stolen, what happens is then this scam, it infects your device and it starts emailing all your contacts the same scam. So one of the giveaways that you could tell that's part of a scam is that the invite actually comes from a friend's email address. If this was a legit Punchbowl or Evite invitation, it would actually come from a punchbowl.com or an evite.com address. It wouldn't come from your friend's email address. So that's one of the ways you could tell that this is a scam, is if the invite actually comes from a friend's email address. And if it does, it's because they're infected. You should actually give them a call and let them know, hey, we're getting Evites sent out to us. Because the reports of this scam, it comes from groups of people because they're infecting their social groups, their social circle, right? So again, you always got to be suspicious of these unexpected invitations. The best thing you could do is before clicking the button, before clicking a link, reach out to the person directly. Give them a call on the phone and say, hey, did you actually send me this invite? Is this a safe Evite to click? So be wary of this one. This one's spreading a lot more. We're seeing more reports about this one, especially if it comes from your friend's email address. It's a big red flag. A little cybersecurity tip. You should enable multi-factor authentication on your email. This way, even if someone does get your email login, it makes it that much harder to access. So watch out for these suspicious Evites. They look real. They impersonate Punchbowl. They impersonate Evite. They got these fancy graphics. But it's a scam. It's trying to steal your email details or infect you with malware. Don't fall for it. Be aware of it and let your friends know. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Hit that like button. Let's get some more people in here. Trying to put something good out there into the world, spreading awareness about these scams. Way too much money being lost to scammers these days. This next batch of scams we're going to talk about with a bunch of examples to show you are actually social media scams, specifically in the Facebook comments. And this is usually when the Facebook live stream drops. I'm no conspiracy nut, but I suspect they don't like it when I'm talking trash. But so scams are all over Facebook. It's ridiculous. But you also have to be aware of the scams that are on other social media pages. Let's see. Feggy123 over in the chat says, we won't fall for this nonsense. Well, that's the spirit. And that's what scammers want you to think. But it's still good to spread awareness about these scams. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it. Right? You know, the younger folks out there are like, oh, someone's stupid enough to fall for this, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Then their parents and their grandparents fall for it, and their inheritance is gone. So it's still good to be aware of this stuff. Let your friends and family know about these scams. It takes a village. And the scammers get more and more clever every day, more and more realistic looking every day. And let's talk about some of these social media scams, specifically ones that you'll find in the comments section here. And the first one are the fake prize and sweepstakes winner scams, which this one's not just limited to Facebook. There's all different variations of this. You've won a free prize. You've won this sweepstakes. A very common one is these postcards going out. They impersonate Publishers Clearinghouse. So they'll call you up and say that you won. But it's a very common scam. And this is similar to the inheritance scams, where they try to get you to pay fees and taxes up front first, and there never really was a prize. But here's some examples of how these scammers target you into comments. Congratulations, you have been selected as one of the random winners. Your name has appeared on the winning list. Please get back to me upon receiving this message. Don't do it. The reason why these scammers target you through comments is because they know if they try to message you directly or add you as a friend, most of the time Facebook's going to block it. Facebook has the filters in place and they're going to block the direct messages and the friend requests. But the scammers can still target you in comments. They can reply to comments you left. They can leave comments on posts that you make. And a common version of these scams are you've won a fake prize or sweepstakes, right? This one impersonates a radio station, the Eagle 100.9. Jessica, congratulations on being chosen as today's winner. Visit my page. Toby Mac giveaways. You won. Visit my profile. What happens is as soon as you add them, and as soon as you send a message, now they get past Facebook's filters. Now they can message you directly. Now they can add you as a friend because you already added them and messaged them. So it's a trick to get past the security measures that are in place on Facebook. So watch out for these comments claiming you won some kind of prize, some kind of sweepstakes. You know, these scammers are the people that get messaged by this stuff. Like the first example is a Reba McEntire fans club profile. Well, guess what it's doing? The scammers are targeting people that they see that are members of like Reba McEntire fan clubs, or you click like on Reba McEntire. So it's that much more realistic to the person that receives this message. They're like, wow, I'm a part of fan club and now I'm getting a message that I won. This is great. But it's a scam, right? They know things about you. Like the Eagle 100.9, maybe you already follow the legit page for that radio station. So they target you and pretend to be that radio station. So that's the first scam to watch out for on Facebook, the one of many scams. But another one is harmful comment links. And we have a whole bunch of examples of what they do. And in these examples, these are actually left on news posts, breaking news posts. And I guarantee if you go look at whatever news station you watch, I don't care which side of the political it is, whether it's Fox or MSNBC or CNN, it doesn't matter. Whatever news you watch, if you go check out some of the comments on their posts on Facebook, like especially the breaking news ones, you're going to see a ton of these comments that say, I saw it all unfold live. Here's a link to view the raw footage. And then I have a link to fake website. Here's another one. I managed to record the moment it happened. And there's the link to the fake website. I froze for a second, then hit record button. This is what I saw. And then there's the link to the fake website, right? You click those links, you're getting infected with malware, infected with a virus, get all pop-ups on your computer. They're going to try to steal your information, right? And it's on all social media posts, but there's tons of them on the breaking news posts because people, it's breaking news. People want to know what's going on. And they look through the comments and they say, oh, this person has a video and here's what they don't want me to see. And they click. It's how they take advantage of the situation and trick you into clicking the link. So don't fall for that. Strangers leaving these links in Facebook comments, especially ones that are on breaking news and news profiles that you might follow. And so that's the second type of scam to watch out for in the Facebook comments. Now here's the third one. And this one is actually super dangerous. And you wouldn't think that it's so dangerous, but it is. And what it is just scammers are leaving comments asking you to send them a message or send them a friend request. They're just trying to sound like somebody, hey, you seem nice, let's be friends. Or, hey, I got something secret to tell you. Like, send me a message, send me a friend request, right? It seems innocent enough, but it's a trick, right? And what they're trying to do is once they have you as a friend or once they have you messaging them, they're going to build your trust after a couple weeks. They're going to build your trust. They're going to start messaging you all the time. How was your day? My day was great. Yada, yada, yada. Right? But then after a week or two, they're going to hit you with a pig butchering scam or a romance scam, which are extremely dangerous. We'll talk about those next. But here's a couple examples of the comments that these strangers leave on Facebook trying to get you to add them as a friend or to send them a message. So here's one from Martina. Hello, sorry for the inconvenience. I saw your profile is really very interesting. You seem like a great person, so I'd really like to have you as a friend. I think we could keep in touch since I am new here on Facebook. Please send me a friend request. I'm waiting to accept you. All right, so don't do it. As soon as you send that friend request or as soon as you send them a message, now you're letting them past Facebook's filters. Right? Next one. Jim, I have some questions for you. Could you please send me a private message or add me as a friend? Thanks. Sounds innocent enough, but it's the first step of a scam. Next one, text me on messages, please. I just want to ask you something important. It's private, if it's okay with you. So I was trying to pique your interest. Oh, someone's got something private to tell me. I better send them a message. It's all a trick just to get you sending them messages, adding them as a friend. Because again, once you have them, once you let them in, it's like opening the door. Facebook's trying to block them, but once you send that message to them, once you send that friend request, you just open the door to them. Okay? And then they're going to hit you with the the investment scam, the romance scam, after they gain your trust. So we'll talk about those next, actually. But just in summary, watch out for these Facebook comment scams. Social media is one of the number one places now where scams start. It's no one place where people get approached by scammers. And all these seem innocent enough, right? A simple friend request or a comment asking for a friend request or message. It seems innocent enough, but it's not. So when you were young, I'm sure your parents probably warned you, don't talk to strangers. Right? Beware of strangers. It still applies today as an adult. So be aware of these Facebook scams. Keep your guard up. On that note, let's see how our live streams are going over on Facebook and Instagram here. Hey, we're still live. Cool. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. And we're live on YouTube. I see Erin Holt joined over on Instagram. Don't know if you're still in there. We're mainly monitoring the YouTube chats. So I'm only checking I'm only hopping into Facebook, Instagram every now and then. But we're mainly monitoring the YouTube chats. So for the quickest response, hop on over to the YouTube channel. You could ask your questions in there. Share your stories in there. Make sure to hit that like button. Get some more people in here. We're going to be streaming until about 8 o'clock. So plenty more information coming up about these scams. So you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. This next scam we're going to talk about is a pig butchering scam. Maybe you've heard the term before. But basically, these scammers, they build a fake friendship with a victim online. And then eventually, they convince them to invest in something. And the scammer eventually takes the victim's money in the process. And this is what I was talking about with how those Facebook messages where it said, hey, message me, let's be friends, this and that, right? It's a long-term deception scam. They will spend a week or two building your trust first. Before they mention the investment, before they try to get you to invest in anything, they'll spend a week or two. Oh, let's see. Sven Sumedi. Hey, he fell for an invite punch bowl scam. Did you just see us? We just covered those. Did you see those? We covered about two scams ago. Let me know if you actually saw that. But yeah, I'm telling you, the punch bowl and the Evite scams, they're big right now. They're circulating right now. And they're believable because they look like they came from your friends, which is actually a red flag. They should never come from your friend's email address. But yeah, see the stuff we're covering. This is all relevant stuff. Hit that like button, subscribe and follow. All these scams we cover, they're all active scams. They're all circulating. People are falling for them. They're out there and they're convincing. All right, so thank you for commenting, Sven. I appreciate that. So these pig butchering scams, super dangerous. And one of the reasons they're so dangerous is that they're an investment scam. And again, these scammers, they want to take everything you have. And how these pig butchering scams work, just to give you an idea, well, before I even tell you how they work, to give you an idea of how bad they are, consumers over the age of 60 lost $744 million. And that was in 2024 to these pig butchering investment scams. $744 million. And that's old stats. That's the 2024 stats. The 2025 stats are even more, right? Because these pig butchering scams, these scammers, they convince their victims to invest everything they have. They make them think like, wow, I can't lose. I'm getting so many of these returns. And they will take everything, invest your entire retirement, invest your entire savings, right? These scammers are going to pressure you to invest everything you have. And these life-ruining pig butchering scams, they start with something as innocent as a message on social media or a wrong number text message, which we'll talk about in a little bit too, right? And again, they're a long-term deception scam. The scammer will spend a week or two building up your trust first. And then after they gain your trust, they think you have a new friend or a buddy. That's when they said, hey, why don't you join my investment group? So there's some storylines that always pop up during these scams. And if you hear these storylines, run. Okay, a lot of times the person you're talking to, they'll say their uncle or their aunt is an expert investor. And then they'll say, you could join our private or invitation-only investment group. Or they'll say, I learned how to do these types of trades and investments overseas. Right? They make you think that they have some secret that comes from overseas that you're not aware of. Right? But they're very common narratives that they use to trick people into joining their investment groups. And they're going to invite you to a WhatsApp group usually a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, a Discord group. Right? They invite you into these third-party chat apps with all these other people that supposedly are part of the investment group. But it's either bots or scammers. They make you think that there's all this interest and that they're making all this money off the investments, but they're not. And here's why it's so dangerous, though. Even with all that, here's why it gets so dangerous and how people are convinced to lose all their money. What happens is they give you an app to download or a link to an investment website. And the app or the website, it'll look super legit. So you sign up for it, you're depositing your money. And what happens is these fake websites and fake apps, they always show returns, right? Every trade is making you money. No matter what it is, it's saying you're getting your money back, right? 10 times over. I know someone who lost $30,000 to this scam. And by the time they put 30,000 in, they thought that their returns was up to 300,000, right? That's a 10x? That's 10x on their return. That's what they thought the returns were, because the fake app and the fake websites are designed to always show returns. They make you feel like you can't lose. Keep on investing your money. Look at how much money you're making. Sure, put the rest of your savings in. Put the rest of your retirement in. Look at, you can't lose. Look at all these returns, right? That's how the apps are designed to fool people. Right? And people think, look, these trades are real. I'm making all this money. They're not. It's completely fake, right? And then what happens is when you finally want to take your money out, which, by the way, when they first get you onto this app and website, they'll let you withdraw a small amount of money, right? They'll let you withdraw like $100, a couple $100 to make you think, oh, okay, this is a legit service. But that's part of the scam. That doesn't mean you could trust it, right? So people put their guard down because they were able to withdraw $100 and then they deposit thousands of dollars. That's where the scam comes in. It's very believable, very convincing. These scammers, they're experts at what they do here. Experts. They're very believable. Okay. And then finally, you're like, okay, I'm seeing $300,000 in my account. I want to take my money out. Right. What happens is they'll say, well, to take that much money out, this is the last part of the scam. They'll say you have to pay taxes or fees before you can take that $300,000 out. And you'll say, well, I already deposited all my money. I don't have any more money to deposit. I don't have anything to pay the fees. Let me withdraw my money. And they'll actually say, sell your car, take out a loan, right? They'll advise you to do even more, to give them even more money, right? They don't stop. Okay. And you're never going to get those funds back. So these pig butchering scams, extremely damaging. They spend a couple of weeks gaining your trust. You think that you made a new friend online and they're like, hey, by the way, I do investments for a living. Join my group, right? They'll use AI to send you fake photos. They use AI to send you fake videos. Very convincing stuff. Don't fall for it, right? And look, sometimes people are like, I would never fall for that. I know a guy, right? I know a guy who's in his late 30s, early 40s, lost $30,000 to this scam. It's not just the older folks out there. Very convincing stuff. So watch out for these pig butchering scams, these investment scams. Extremely damaging. Next one we're going to talk about here is romance scams. And they start in a very similar way. They can start with something as simple as a comment on Facebook or a text message, a wrong number text message, right? It's those things, they seem innocent enough, but they lead to these scams. So these romance scams, fraudsters, they use fake online profiles on dating websites and dating apps. And eventually they're going to manipulate victims into sending money. And this is another example of these long-term scams. Well, they'll spend a week or two gaining your trust, love bombing you. They're going to send you messages every day, call you every day, right? And they're going to love bomb you, it's called. And look, they spend a week or two gaining your trust, getting you all emotionally attached, and then they hit you with the scam, right? But so again, these will start on social media. They start on dating websites. They start with wrong number scams and some common scam narratives, right? So if you hear this from somebody you met on an online dating site, run. Okay, some common scam narratives we hear from these people of why they can't meet you in person. They'll say they're in the military and they're deployed overseas, right? That's their excuse of why they can't meet you in person. They'll say they're an oil rig contractor and they're stationed on an offshore oil rig. That's another common one. They'll say they're an international worker and they're working overseas on business. That's a common one. I saw a recent report the other day where someone reported that they claimed they were working for Doctors Without Borders and they were overseas, right? A lot of times these romance scammers, that's their excuse of why they can't meet you in person. They're overseas for some reason. Okay. So if they say they're in the military, they say they're on an oil rig, they say they're working overseas, be suspicious. That's what these scammers say. That's their big excuse for not meeting you in person. Okay. So anyway, they're going to love bomb you. They're going to message you every day. They're going to have phone calls with you every day. They're going to avoid video phone calls though. They're going to try to avoid video chats. So if you really want to put them to the test, get them on a bunch of video calls. Make them do video calls with you every day. They're going to come up with excuses not to. All You can't trust videos alone though, right? So the reason why I say video calls and not videos is because of AI. They could create and send videos all day long to you now, right? So you can't trust videos being sent. You can't trust pictures being sent. You know, it's funny. I talked. There's a couple of victims I've talked to. They won't listen. I'm telling them this is a scam, and what they say is, well, he sent me a whole bunch of pictures, and I told him to send me a picture, give me a peace sign, or send me a video saying my name. AI. You can do it with AI now, and I'm actually gonna show you that next. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna show you a video next of how good AI is, right? As soon as after we finish with these romance scams here. But look, extremely dangerous scam. It takes advantage of people, gets them emotionally attached, loneliness out there. And eventually how this scam works is once they have you hooked, that's when they start making up the emergencies, right? They'll say that they have medical bills or legal issues. They'd love to come and visit you, but they have visa or passport fees that they need to pay for, flight and travel expenses. And that's when they start stealing the money from the victim. They'll ask for gift cards. They'll ask for crypto. They'll ask for OnePay at Walmart, which is becoming a very common payment method for scammers. Right? They'll ask for wire transfers, all red flags. We'll talk about that more later. But keep your guard up. If you're out there looking for love on the internet, there's scammers out there. Right? As soon as it feels suspicious, go with your gut and cut it off. Especially if they're not going to do video calls with you. Now, again, I can't stress enough. Videos alone aren't good enough. Pictures alone aren't good enough. You got to do video calls and a lot of video calls. So, but look, never send money. Here's what comes down. Never send money to someone you've never met in person. Okay? Doesn't matter how well you seem to be getting along with them online. The scammers, they do this for a living and they're very convincing. And then, trusting strangers. You always got to keep your guard up, be suspicious. Let me know if you've seen that movie, The Tinder Swindler. Let me know in the chat if you've seen it on Netflix. It's a great documentary about these romance scammers and how convincing they are. So go check out The Tinder Swindler over on Netflix. So watch out for these romance scams. They start on social media, they start on dating websites and dating apps, and they start with wrong number scams. We'll talk about the wrong number scams in a little bit. Who's with me? Let me know you're here. Say hi in the chat. Give me some reactions. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. I'm trying to spread some awareness about these scams, put some good out in there in the world, and hitting that like button, like and follow, subscribe, and it really does help spread awareness. So, this next scam we're going to talk about, not necessarily a specific scam, but it's about AI and how AI is being used in these scams. And thanks to AI, scams have become much more convincing in the past year. Much more convincing, right? You used to be able to recognize grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes in emails and text messages, but now they just write them with AI. They write them with AI and they sound super legit. No spelling, no grammar problems, right? So it's less likely you're going to be able to spot that now. They're cloning voices, right? They could clone voices. In 20 seconds, they could clone somebody's voice. So you get a phone call from somebody claiming to have been in an accident, claiming they need help from you. That sounds like your friend. It sounds like your family member, but they clone their voice. And these images and videos now that scammers can create, they're so convincing, so convincing. And just to show you how convincing these AI videos are now of scammers. And for example, I mentioned how in the romance scams earlier, sending videos isn't enough. They have to actually do video calls with you because it's so easy to create videos now. You can make it look like you're anywhere. They could steal somebody's picture and they could turn it into a video that looks real. And just to show you how realistic that is, I did it for myself. I cloned myself. I made a video of myself, right? And let's take a look. Here's the video. And look how realistic this is. And this is an example of what a romance scammer could do, what they could send to you.
Hey, I just wanted to explain why I'm hard to reach sometimes. I'm back out on the rig again, and the signal out here is pretty unreliable. It's loud, it's busy, and I don't always get a chance to talk like I want to. But I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. I'm not.
Right? So there you go. That was I don't own a yellow hard hat. I don't own a orange vest. I've never been on an oil rig with the ocean in the back. But because of the wonders of AI, I generate a picture of me on an oil rig and convert it into a video. That's my voice. It's my face. It looks legit. It looks real, right? It takes a couple minutes to create videos like this. So that's what these romance scammers do. They already know what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you they're in the military, and then they send you a video of them all in their military fatigues, right? They're going to tell you they're a doctor that's overseas, and they send a video saying, "Hi, I'm overseas." right? Looks legit. Let's watch it one more time. Look how realistic the voice goes with my lips, very clear.
Hey, I just wanted to explain why I'm hard to reach sometimes. I'm back out on the rig again, and the signal out here is pretty unreliable. It's loud, it's busy, and I don't always get a chance to talk like I want to. But I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. I'm not.
So that's what the romance scammers could do now. That's what these scammers could do. They generate videos like that. They use the same videos that they target this multiple people with. Right? They already have the videos ready to go. So you can't trust on the videos anymore. You see that, Sven? I got a reaction from Sven there. There you go. That's the reaction I want. Whoa. So that's how you do it. And voice cloning. I got a short clip here I'm just going to play for you. It was from a media report about voice cloning, how it only takes 20 seconds for these scammers to clone a friend or family member's voice now. And in the case of a grandparent scam, for example, they call up your grandma, your grandpa, and they hear a video saying, hey, I need money. I've been in an accident. But anyway, let's look at this quick media clip about these AI voice cloning.
He says criminals just need a 20-second clip of someone talking, often pulled from social media, and they can make an eerily similar clone of their voice.
All the way to the point that a mother can't tell the difference between her own child and a machine.
It was just exactly like Noah. It was unbelievable. It's scary.
Jerry Scally got a call from his grandson Noah last month saying that he was having a very bad morning.
I said, what happened? What's wrong? He says, I was involved in a car accident and I have a broken nose.
But then Scally thought something sounded off about the voice. The person on the call spoke a little slower than his grandson, so he hung up and likely avoided a scam. His grandson was actually at school just fine.
These are sophisticated groups of people. They're often overseas. They're working out of an office building.
IDIQ says voice cloning scams are relatively new. They've only started getting reports about them within the past year.
You know, the worst part of this is every week we're getting more calls. We're seeing more victims. And the reason we're seeing more victims is because it's effective.
So there you go. Right, they had that older guy gets a call. It sounds like his kids or his grandkids needing help. It's a cloned voice. So look, I'm a big fan of AI. You know, I've always been a tech guy. You know, it's my whole career is in tech, and I love the advancements of AI. You know, half the slides that I share with you, I'm able to create them so much quicker with AI instead of doing by hand. Right, it saves so much time with business. But scammers have fully embraced AI. They're sending realistic videos. They're cloning people's voices. The emails and text messages are more realistic now. So you have to be super aware. And, you know, it was really concerning. I was browsing some romance scam groups and trying to warn these people in the groups that were like, is this a scam? And they're like, people are saying, oh, just have them send you a video. It doesn't work anymore. You can't just rely on videos anymore. It's past that. You actually have to do like video calls, like multiple video calls with these people to verify who they are. So anyway, watch out for these advancements in AI and how scammers are using them. This isn't old school scams anymore. Scammers love using the latest technology to trick you. And again, if you just joined, hit that like button, say hi in the chat, let us know you're watching. We'll be going for at least another hour. We're going until at least 8 o'clock. So we're about halfway through now. Tons more scams to go over, tons more scam examples to warn you about. So say hi in the chat, invite some more people here. Let's get some more people in here watching. Next scam we're going to talk about here, employment scams, which these are picking up a lot now too. I'm going to actually create a separate video about the different employment scams that are out there because these are really picking up right now. But, you know, the job listing promises great pay. But sometimes they'll require victims to pay up front for training, supplies, or something else. Sometimes they'll send a check in the mail. That's a fake check, and they'll trick the victim into purchasing a laptop and sending a laptop in for onboarding. And then there's the task scams. They offer to pay you for things like clicking likes on videos and leaving reviews. But they'll tell you that you have to invest. You have to pay money to get assigned these tasks. And it's all part of these elaborate scams. Sometimes they'll have you download an app that looks super legit, right? And it makes it look like you're getting all these payouts coming to you, but it's all part of the scam. And they mainly start from either these fake job listings on websites like LinkedIn or these text messages. I have 2 examples of these employment text message scams. And in this case, they usually lead to these task scams. But basically the scammer, they impersonate recruiters or they impersonate companies, and they send these text messages with these unbelievable jobs that supposedly are available. So his first one says, "My name is Lisa. I'm a recruiter at CleanSpark. Several recruiting firms have recommended your resume, so our company has an online job for you. This is a free part-time, full-time, remote online job with free training. The hours are 30 to 60 minutes per day, right? So half an hour per day. And it says the pay is $200 to $1,000 per day, not less than $10,000 per month. So basically, they're making it sound like for 30, 60 minutes a day, you could take home $10,000 a month, and they're going to pay you daily. Too good to be true, right? Because it is. Unfortunately, when it comes to these scams, if they're too good to be true, it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And that's the case with these employment scams. One of the big giveaways that you could tell it's a scam, besides how too good to be true it is, notice how the only contact info they give is a WhatsApp phone number at the bottom. Huge red flag. If all they do is give you a WhatsApp phone number, it's a scam. And unfortunately, scammers love to direct you to third-party apps like WhatsApp. It makes it much easier for them to scam you. And we'll talk about that more on the red flags. But, so this is one text message example. Here's another one. "Hello, this is a TikTok recruitment center." So this one's impersonating TikTok. And it says, "We're now hiring 3,000 TikTok backup talents." And it goes on to say, 1 hour per day with flexible work location, minimum daily salary of $400 a day. Wow, sounds great. An hour of work, I get $400 a day. Minimum monthly income, $15,000 a month. Too good to be true, right? And of course, there's the WhatsApp number that they tell you to contact them on. So big red flags there. Watch out for too good to be true job offers. Watch out for text messages that tell you to call them back on WhatsApp. And look, real recruiters, they're not sending out text messages like this. Okay? That's not how these recruiters are reaching out to you. And I was actually talking to Dave this week. He just mentioned in the chat after he called them out, he was immediately blocked. I have some screenshots that Dave shared with me. I'm going to try to get them ready for a presentation for next week about these task scams. But yeah, they invite you to these WhatsApp groups, and in the groups are all these other people that are supposedly participating in the job, and they're posting all these great results they're getting, and I just got paid, and I just did this, but it's all part of scams. It's either other scammers or it's bots, right? And they try to make it feel like, wow, this is real. Look at all these people that are getting paid, just by clicking the like button and just by leaving reviews, right? But it's a scam. Lots of red flags, right? Too good to be true. Low time commitment. They ask you to join a WhatsApp group. Okay, what you always want to do is you need to verify through official channels. A lot of these scammers, they impersonate real companies, but then they link you to a website that's a fake website. Okay, so you always want to go check out the real company. If an offer sounds too good to be true. Okay, protect your personal information. Don't go giving your social security number and bank account details to these companies right away. All right, we gotta be skeptical. And I think if I'm remembering the stat correctly, in the past year, the reports of these job scams have quadrupled 4 times. So it's a big problem right now, these job scams. And keep your guard up, whether it's on a job website like LinkedIn or you get these random text messages. Don't trust these random text messages. So watch out for these job scams and these employment scams. Yeah, by the way, Dave, those 2 companies that I emailed, asking them if they had any thoughts about that, none of them replied back. Neither of them replied back, which, it's a shame because it makes me feel like maybe they're in on it. Maybe they don't mind since, hey, it's getting more subscribers, So, but neither of them emailed back. I'll probably email them one more time, but then I'm going to blow up their spot on the next live stream probably. But anyway, let's talk about this next scam. Fake retail website scams. This is when scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. And these scams are around all year long, but especially during the holidays. They'll list trending items and these amazing deals that seem too good to be true. And that's the example I'm going to show you right now. This example from a fake retail website that it claims to have a Black Friday sale going. You see the banner across the top. It says pre-Black Friday sale. And they're offering wireless earbuds that are valued at $175. Just pay for shipping, $869. Right? But that's the hook, right? They make you think you're going to get this great deal for an item that's worth $100, $200. Just pay for shipping. They're actually going to steal your payment details, any payment details you enter here. And the wireless earbuds are a pretty hot item, right? Pretty popular item. And scammers, they're aware of this and they take advantage of that. So you could end up on a lot of these fake websites. You can actually end up on them in a lot of different ways. So maybe ads on social media. Big problem. Scammers can buy ads on social media. You're scrolling through Facebook, mind your own business, and boom, you see an ad. It says free wireless earbuds. A scammer could have purchased that ad. Don't think that it's safe because they paid for the ad. Scammers can purchase ads just like anybody else. Right? You click that ad, you get taken to the fake website, steals your payment details. Okay. Search engine results. Scammers are purchasing search engine results. So sponsored listings. Right? Always be careful when you click these sponsored listings because maybe you're searching for wireless earbuds. Well, a scammer purchased an ad or a sponsored listing on Google. And it's the first listing that comes up. You click on it, boom, you get taken to this fake website. Right? Emails impersonating vendors. You get an email, valued customer discount, Black Friday sale. Click here, wireless earbuds. Right? They'll even look like it came from a legit vendor. You click it, takes you to the fake website, steals your payment details. Right? And then there's the website ads and the pop-ups that you get when you're on legit websites. You can actually be on a legit website that you know is legit, it's real, right? And you'll see an ad for wireless earbuds or a pop-up for wireless earbuds. Well, what happens is the legit website, they still use a third party for the ad service. So the third party, a scammer purchases an ad through them, and now here you are on a legit website that still shows an ad linking to the fake retail website, right? So you click that ad, you think you could trust it because it's on a legitimate website. You think you trust the ad, but you click it, you still get taken to the scammer's website, right? So you can end up on these fake retail websites in a lot of ways. If an offer sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? If you're going to do this, which I recommend you don't, but if you can't resist entering, payment details, don't use your debit card. At least use a credit card because you have some kind of protection with the credit card. You can at least call back, dispute the charge, freeze the account or whatever. But if you use a debit card, that's another story, right? Use your debit card and then scammers clear out your bank account. You don't have as much protection, but you want to avoid these fake retail websites anyway. You don't even want to mess with them. You don't even want to risk it. It sounds too good to be true. It probably is. At the very least, go see if there's reviews about it. Scammers post fake reviews too. But in this case, when I did a quick look up to see if people were saying anything about this website and reviews, I actually found no information because what happens is these scammers, they register these websites, they put them up, they do their scams, the websites get taken down. They're just created so quickly that there's not even any reviews about them. So if you find no reviews, that's almost as bad as finding bad reviews. Okay, so keep that in mind. And don't fall for these fake retail websites, especially during the holidays. It sounds too good to be true. If they're offering items that you can't find anywhere else for these great deals, be suspicious. Okay, it's probably a scam. All right, cool. We're about halfway through here. Usually what we do during these live streams, we take a quick 5-minute break about halfway in just to refill the Scamware 101 coffee mug, get recaffeinated for everybody out there. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, but I'm going to play some tunes for you during that break. Courtesy of Dave. Hooked us up with some of these awesome Scamware 101 songs that we're going to play. But we're going to be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Plenty of scams still coming up. Still time to go share this live stream. Great time to take a break. Go share a live stream on Facebook or whatever social media platforms you're using. Let's see if we get some more people in here. Give me some reactions. Hit the hearts and the react buttons over in the YouTube chat. Give us a quick like if you haven't. Real quick. Great time to head on over to the scamware101.com website and join the free mailing list right here. Free to join. We'll send you reminders when we're going live and some scam awareness tips. Won't send you junk mail or spam, I promise, but it's free to join. Go check out the free mailing list at scamaware101.com. And while you're there, click on the links and follow us on all your favorite social media. We're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. So we have the gift shop link down here too. It's on our YouTube store, and we also have the gift shop link. Get yourself some merch. But stay tuned. We're going to be back in 5 minutes. And then we're going to go over some common red flags to help you spot these scams. And we have a lot more scam examples coming up too. So don't go anywhere. Hit that like button. Say hi in the chat. Get some more people in here. And we'll be back in 5 minutes to continue the rest of the live stream uninterrupted.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamaware 101, just break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Dare got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, flags, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, stacking wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamaware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broken to spare. Stay woke, lucky, well, man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101, we don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101, learn the tricks, then tell someone. We keep each other safe, that's how it's done. Scam awareness. Scam awareness. 101. John gets a call, your grandkid's stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, asks one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right. We're back. Scamware 101 live stream. We do this every Thursday. Spread awareness about common scams that target you, your friends, your loved ones. Because we're under attack all day. Emails, text messages, phone calls. It never ends. So say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. We'll be going for at least another hour or so. Probably until about 8:30, maybe even a little bit later this evening. We'll see. Especially if we get some more people in the chat. If you're just joining for the first time, I am Jared with Scamware 101. Our mission here is to spread awareness of common scams that target individuals. And one of the ways we do that is through this live stream every week. Every Thursday we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So thank you everybody for tuning in. And make sure to join our free mailing list to get reminders every week. We'll send you a reminder when we're going live, send you some useful scam awareness tips too. It's free to join. Just go to scamware101.com and hit join mailing list. Make sure to follow on all your favorite social media platforms. If you appreciate what we're doing over here, we do have super chats enabled over on YouTube. If you want to toss us a couple bucks, we always appreciate that. We also have memberships enabled too for monthly membership. They can help out, support the cause over here. And, of course, we got our YouTube store. We get some merch. We have our Scamware 101 coffee mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, stickers, all useful merch and items that you would have on your desk, that you give the loved ones that keep falling for scams, right? The way I picture this, they have their coffee mug on their desk. It says Scamware 101, and they're about ready to get scammed, but then they look down in their coffee mug and they're reminded, wait a minute, is this a scam, right? Same thing with mouse pads, water bottles. All useful products that try and remind people not to fall for scams, and they make great gifts. So check it out on our YouTube store, or also all the way down here on our website. Last link, we got the gift shop link. You want to go directly to the gift shop here. All right, it's a Scamware 101 merch store. These are water bottles, mouse pads, all good stuff. So check it out. Support the mission. We appreciate it. But hey, times are tough and we get it. So don't feel obligated to buy anything. It's okay. But it's free to like. It's free to follow. It's free to subscribe. And you support us that way. So hit that like button. Give us some reactions. Invite some more people over here. Spreading awareness. Hey, we got Johnny in the chat. Better late than never, cuz. All right. So now we're going to do the rest of the live stream uninterrupted. So again, make sure to say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. We still live on Facebook and Instagram. Let me check. Make sure it didn't drop. Yeah, we've got Matthew over on the Instagram channel too. Cool. Very good. All right, let's talk about some red flags, folks. Some red flags to spot these scams and stop these scams. By the way, a lot of scams that we cover this evening, we have videos on our YouTube channel about them. And the same for these red flags. We actually have 2 videos about the red flags we're about to discuss. They're broken down 5 and 5 on each, but we're going to go over 10 right now on the live stream. And it's super important to be aware of these red flags. In some cases, the red flags we're going to talk about, they're your last chance to stop the scam. So let's dive in. Let's talk about these red flags. And the first one we have here, red flag number 1. The scammers create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. And we mentioned this a few times so far through the live stream. You know, these scammers, they want to create urgency using fear, right? They want to think you have to act quickly, and they take advantage of your emotions to push people into reacting without thinking, right? The more panic and pressure scammers can create, the more likely a victim's going to hand over money for information. So if someone's getting you on the phone telling you it's urgent, you got to act now, you got to take action now, be suspicious, right? Know that's a common tactic to make you feel like you're under pressure. Okay, and we see this a lot with grandparent scams. We're going to talk about those in a little bit, but they make the victims think that their loved one's been in an accident or needs assistance, right? So seniors act quickly to help their loved ones, and they get scammed because of it, right? Arrest warrant scams. Arrest warrant scams, we're seeing a huge uptick on those as well. We're going to talk about those in a little bit too. But in the arrest warrant scams, the scammers make you think you're going to get arrested. You got to pay now, otherwise we're going to send deputies over there and arrest you. It'd be a scary situation, right? They're just trying to get you to react and to pay now. And they got the bank impersonation scams, right? Where they impersonate your bank and they tell you your money's not safe. You got to transfer your money. You got to do it now before the scammers get it, right? But it's all part of a scam. They're going to tell you to transfer money. It's going to go to the scammer, right? So don't let their pressure create urgency and then scare you into reacting. It's a very common red flag. They're dealing with a scammer. Hey, what's up, Soul? Good to see you in the chat. It's all cool if you're lurking. Always appreciate it. Just hit that like button. Let's see if we get the live stream out to a little more people. Always appreciate you. Hey, did you get any calls from those real estate agents? I'm curious if you're added to the list now. Soul's over in the chat. She sent me over a scam recording last week after the live stream they were checking out. I'm just curious if she got added to any more lists and been targeted even more now. It's an interesting call. Red flag number 2. They're dealing with a scammer. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's extremely common for scammers to ask for confidentiality because they don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. They know that the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. Right? And again, we see this in grandparent scams. They come up with these creative reasons why you got to keep it secret. Right? In the case of a grandparent scam, where they're saying that your relative has been arrested, they'll say, but they're embarrassed and ask you not to tell anybody. That's just a trick to get you to stay quiet. Okay. Investment scams. They'll say that a price is just for you, not to share it with anybody, right? It's an inside tip. It's part of a scam. They just don't want you to tell anybody because somebody might point out it's a scam, right? Inheritance scams, right? They mail those letters impersonating law offices, right? And the letter, it will request confidentiality. But why do they care if you should keep an inheritance confidential or not? That's not up to them. Okay. So that's a big red flag. And the bank impersonation where they make you think that your funds aren't safe. You got to transfer the money. This is actually my favorite excuse they give you. They say they're investigating fraud and you can't tell anybody about the phone call or what you're discussing because it could put the investigation at risk, right? But it's all part of scam. It's just a tricky way to try to scare you into staying quiet, right? Because they know the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam, right? So it's a big red flag. If the person you're dealing with is telling you to keep the matter confidential, keep it secret, a big red flag, you're dealing with a scammer. Well, that's good that you didn't get any callbacks. So that person didn't really seem to know what they were doing when they called you, which is kind of funny. Red flag number 3. They're dealing with a scammer. They asked to connect your PC to insist or investigate an issue. It's always a big red flag when someone's trying to connect to your PC or your device. It's so dangerous. I can't overstate this enough. You got to be super careful who you let on your PC, who you let on your device. Because once these scammers get onto your machine, it's a gold mine to them. It's a gold mine. And what I mean by it's a gold mine is that if you have your logins and your passwords stored in your browser, some people save them in their Chrome browser or whatever, right? A scammer gets on your device, they can extract those saved passwords. They can extract those logins. Okay, once they're on your device, they can encrypt your files, hold them for ransom. If you have some personal pictures and things like that, they'll extort you with them, right? They can attempt to access your banking websites once they're on your PC or your device. And they can install something on your device that lets them back on later. So you'll be sleeping, right? And a scammer hops on your computer, does all this illegal stuff that's going to come back to your device, right? So you got to be super careful who you let onto your device. And some examples where this has become part of the scammer playbook is those fake virus alerts, right? We showed you those fake virus alerts earlier that pop up and they tell you to call a fake tech support number. You're infected with a virus, call this number. Well, the first thing the scammer does, they say, well, let me connect your device to look at the virus alert. All right, it's just a trick to get on your device. Fake order scams. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. But you get a notification that an order was placed. There was no order placed. But you get a notification. You're tricked into calling a number. Right? And what happens is the scammer says, let me connect your device to look at the notification. It's a trick to get onto your device. The fake fraudulent activity, the bank impersonation scams, right? When they tell you that a scammer's got access to your money, you got to get in there, you got to transfer it. What they'll do is they'll say, we're investigating fraud. Let me connect your device. And if you log into your bank accounts, we'll check for suspicious activity. So the victim doesn't realize it. They let the scammer onto their device, and now they're opening their bank account websites one by one, showing the scammer how much money they have to steal, right? Meanwhile, they think they're just working with a bank investigator or something that check their funds, but they're actually showing all this personal information to a scammer, including how much money to steal. So look, it's a huge red flag if someone wants to connect your device, even if you're tricked into calling them, right? You call these tech support numbers, the first thing they do is ask to connect your device. Same thing with these fake order scams you call up. So look, you call up these places, they try to connect your device, don't do it. What I always tell people, always have your tech support person in mind. Always have, like I want you to think to yourself right now, if you got a virus pop up and you were concerned it was real, who would you call, right? You should already have in mind who that tech support person is. Maybe it's that family member that's good with computers. Maybe it's the local computer shop down the street. Maybe it's somebody from work that, the tech support people at work. But you should already have somebody in mind where if you ever find yourself in a situation where someone needs to access your computer, a virus alert, notification, whatever, right? Call them instead. You shouldn't be tempted to be dealing with these strangers and letting these strangers onto your device. Okay. So that's a red flag number 3. They ask to connect your device to assist or investigate an issue. Red flag number 4. This is one of the most important red flags to recognize because it's literally your last chance to stop the scam. Red flag number 4 is when they request payments and gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. They might not call it a Bitcoin ATM, but they're asking you to go deposit cash into a machine. It's going to be a Bitcoin machine, right? These are all very unusual forms of payment, but scammers love getting paid this way because it's easier for them to move and transfer funds quickly. And it's also very hard, if not impossible, for victims to ever recover the money after it's sent, right? When you're tricked into purchasing these gift cards and you send them pictures of the gift cards, it's very hard to get that money back. Same thing with cryptocurrency. Once you send that cryptocurrency to somebody, it's gone. You're not able to get that money back. Depositing cash out of Bitcoin ATM, same thing as sending cryptocurrency, right? It's a huge red flag when organizations or people are asking you to pay using these methods. Again, scammers prefer these methods because they know it's much harder for you to recover the funds. Okay, we see this with IRS and Social Security scams. The scammers impersonate the government agencies. They ask for payment in gift cards and cryptocurrency. If you find yourself in that situation, it's 100% a scam, right? Government agencies don't accept gift cards and don't accept cryptocurrency. So if somebody's asking you for those kinds of payments, huge red flag, huge scam, don't do it, right? Romance scams. Once these scammers have you hooked after a week or two, they start making up these emergencies, start asking for money, and they'll ask you to send gift cards. They'll ask you to send cryptocurrency, right? It's very suspicious. Don't do it. They're asking for that because they know you're not going to be able to get it back, right? These bank impersonation scams. No bank is going to tell you to withdraw your money and purchase gift cards, or to withdraw your money and purchase crypto, or to withdraw your money and deposit it into an ATM. No legit bank is going to ask you to do that, right? So there's a huge red flag, these unusual forms of payments. Again, it's very important to be aware of this red flag because your last chance to stop the scam. Once you get past this point, once you send the money using these transfer methods, it's going to be very hard to get them back. All right. So that's red flag number 4. Be aware of it. The scammers request payment, gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. And look, there's a whole subset too. We could add Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, all those little P2P payment apps, right? They're a huge red flag too, right? It's very hard to retrieve your funds. So be aware of that. You know, if they're requesting payment in these unusual ways. It sounds suspicious. It feels off. It's because it is. Trust your gut. Red flag number 5. The voicemail instructs you to call the number displayed on the caller ID instead of stating a phone number to call, right? Think about that. Why would an organization, instead of saying the phone number to call back, why would they say call number displayed, call number shown? It's a huge red flag. And what's going on here is that scammers, their phone numbers change all the time. They change all the time. Their phone numbers are getting reported, turned off. They're changing different phone numbers. So for them to sit there and update all the recordings and their voicemails to say a phone number, it's a huge waste of time. So now what they do is on a lot of their voicemails and these robocalls that go out, they say, call number displayed. Call number shown on the caller ID. Huge red flag. It's a scam. Don't do it. Okay. And we see this a lot with fake order notification scams. I'll go play you some voicemails in a little bit of those. But the fake order scams, you get the phone calls. They say an order was placed. Call number shown to dispute the order. Don't do it. It's a scam, right? Utility, internet, cable providers, scams. They impersonate your cable company, your internet company, your power company, your water company, and they say, your payment didn't go through. Call this number shown. Call number displayed. They're just trying to get you to call them instead of the power company, right? It's a trick. IRS and tax forgiveness scams, same deal. You get these voicemails. They're offering you tax forgiveness. And they say, call number displayed, right? Instead of leaving an actual number to call. It's a big red flag. Don't fall for it. It's red flag number 5. Voicemail instructs you to call a number displayed instead of actually stating a phone number to call. Halfway through the red flags. Again, by the way, we did videos about these red flags. We have 5 and 5. So if you want to share these red flags with a loved one, go check out the videos we have on our YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that like button. Red flag number 6, you're dealing with a scammer. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. We talked about this one a little bit earlier. Cybersecurity 101. Never open file attachments, whether it's a text message or email, from someone you don't know or a message you weren't expecting, right? You never want to open these file attachments because best case, it takes you to a fake website. Worst case, it installs malware or a virus on your computer or your device, right? So you never want to open these file attachments that you weren't expecting or that come in from somebody you didn't know. We showed some examples of these earlier. So, and scammers do this. They do this to get past the filters, right? They include a file attachment to get past the email filters and text message filters. So never do it. Never open it. Sometimes they'll do fake invoice scams. They send you an email. It says you have an invoice due, and they attach the fake invoice. Right, you open it, you get infected with malware. We showed you an example earlier where it was an undeliverable package text message, where they impersonated UPS and said your package was undeliverable. Open up the attached HTML file. It's a scam. It's going to infect you with malware. We see these unpaid road toll scams where they claim you have a toll that you have to pay, and it says open this attachment to make the payment. Don't trust it. It's a scam. All right. So that's red flag number 6. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. Red flag number 7, that you're dealing with a scammer. By the way, let me know in the chat if you've seen these red flags. Give us some reactions. If you're lurking in the background, say hi. Don't be shy. And let's see if we get some more people in here. Click that like button if you haven't yet. Red flag number 7. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. All right, it's extremely common for text message scams to include this instruction at the end. They tell you to reply yes and to reopen a message. And the reason they do this is because, one, if you reply to the text message, now they know your number's active, right? And now they know to target you even more, add you to more lists, and you'll start getting even more scam attempts from different phone numbers, right? Because you replied, and now they know you read them, they know you're an active user, the phone number's active, etc., right? So you never want to reply because it lets them know that your number's active. And also, what happens on some devices is that if a text message contains a link, and it's not from somebody that's in your contacts, it's not from somebody you ever replied to before, the link won't be active. You can't just click on it. Okay, well, what happens is when you reply to the text message and reopen it, it activates the link. It makes it that much easier to click on their malicious link. So that's why we see this instruction at the end of these scam messages. That's why they tell you to reply yes and reopen the message. They want to be notified your number's active, and they want to activate the link and make it easier for you to click on. All right, it's part of their scam. And look, we see this on pretty much any type of text message scam now. I have some examples here. Outstanding traffic ticket scams. You get a message, says you have a traffic ticket, click this link. Undeliverable package scams, click this link. IRS and Department of Revenue scams. But really, like any text message scam at this point, any of them can pretty much say, at the end, reply with yes, reopen this message. So huge red flag. Red flag number 7. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Let me know in the chat how often you see that. I see them all the time. Red flag number 8. They're dealing with a scammer. The caller asks to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, Medicare number. See this a lot with scammers impersonating medical and financial and government services to steal personal information. They'll call you up on the phone unsolicited. The caller ID might even say it's who they're claiming to be. You can't trust caller ID. Always remember that. But sometimes they'll say they have an important message for you, but they just need to confirm your personal information to verify that they're talking to you. It's a trick, right? Then they're going to say, give us your birth date to verify that we're really talking to you. Give us your social security number to verify we're really talking to you. Give us your Medicare number to verify we're really talking. It's all part of their trick to get you to give them personal information, right? Sometimes they'll say they have a new card that's going to be issued to you, a new social security card, a new Medicare card, but we need you to confirm your information first, right? Don't do it. Right? You got to hang up. You got to always hang up. You can't trust these unsolicited phone calls anymore. You have to call ID. It looks like it's who they say they are, right? One of the most common ones is they call up, they say there's updates to your benefits, or they have a important message for you, but they need to verify your birth date first to make sure you're who you say you are. Don't do it. It's a scam. Hang up and call back whoever they're claiming to be directly. All right. If they're claiming to be Medicare, call back Medicare directly. If your concern is even real. But this type of scam, it's not. It's going to be a scam. Okay. Especially if they're claiming to be with Medicare or healthcare or government agencies. Okay. They call you up and just start asking you all this information. Huge red flag. So that's red flag number 8. The caller asked to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, Medicare number. Don't do it. Protect that information. Protect it like it's a credit card number. You never want to give it out to an unsolicited caller. 2 more red flags left. Red flag number 9. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Scammers love using third-party chat apps, especially WhatsApp. We see this all the time now with employment scams and the pig butchering crypto investment scams. They initiate the conversation on a traditional method, like a text message or an email or a Facebook message, right? But pretty quickly, they're going to say, hey, let's keep talking on WhatsApp. Okay. And once they have you on WhatsApp, it's much easier for them to communicate with their victims throughout the country, right? If their phone number gets turned off, it doesn't matter. They get on WhatsApp now. Okay. They're going to send you videos. They can send you pictures. They can message you every day. And it offers them more anonymity to hide behind, right? The messages are all encrypted on WhatsApp. So it's harder to filter out scam messages. So there's just so many reasons why these scammers, they love to use third-party chat apps like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue a conversation. So it's a huge red flag. We see this all the time with romance scams. Once they make that initial match, on a website, on a dating app, or a wrong number scam, part of the playbook is trying to get you over onto WhatsApp to continue talking. All right, the wrong number scams, we'll talk about those in a little bit. The investment and pig butchering scams we talked about, they add you to these WhatsApp groups. The employment job scams, the task scams they're called, they put you into these WhatsApp groups. Right. So in fact, maybe I'll do a separate video where actually I'll show you all different examples of where they send you to a WhatsApp group, from romance scams to investment scams. All right. But anyway, huge red flag. If anybody you're talking to, they try to get you to go over on the WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord's another one. There's a few others, right? They try to get you over there. It's a huge red flag that you're dealing with a scammer. Don't do it. Oh, and also, I think the newest thing on WhatsApp, I think somebody mentioned this last week, is now they could connect to your device too if you allow it. So now, once you got them on WhatsApp, it's that much easier for them to trick you into getting onto your device. Whereas before, they would have to send you to download something like AnyDesk, or a program like that. Now, you get them on WhatsApp, they could, I think, share your screen or right through it. So anyway, big red flag. Don't fall for it. The scammer tries to get you talking on a third-party chat app, Telegram or WhatsApp. And the last red flag we'll talk about here, red flag number 10. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. Okay. This is actually a very common scam. We see it on a lot of marketplace type websites. And what's actually happening here, when an individual is asking you to give them a code that they're sending to your phone, what they're actually doing is they're trying to create an account that's linked to your phone number, or they're trying to log in to one of your accounts that's linked to your phone number. They're trying to reset a password that's linked to your phone number. The reason you're getting that code is as a security measure. So there's no reason an individual should be sending a code to your phone. They're trying to do something shady. And we see this a lot with the account login attempts, right? We see this when you're talking to a scammer on the phone, okay, and they're impersonating your bank, for example, and they'll say, we're going to send a code to your phone just to verify who you are, right? Well, what they're really doing is they're trying to log into your bank behind the scenes. You get that code, you give it back to them, you just let them log into your bank account now when you provide that code, right? It's a very common trick that these scammers use when they're impersonating the bank. And other accounts that they try to log into, trying to reset your password, right? Another one is a Google Voice scam. What they're doing is they're trying to create a Google Voice account that they could use to scam people, but they need to link that to a phone number. So what they do is they find victims and they say, I'm going to send a code to your phone to verify who you are, right? But what they're really doing is they're creating a Google Voice account behind the scenes. You provide that code back. You allowed them to create this account that's linked to your phone. And now they're out there scamming people using Google Voice. And it looks like it's coming from your phone number. It goes back to your phone number. It's a huge scam. And it's enabled by giving a code to the scammers, right? So it's a huge red flag of someone you're dealing with. Usually on these marketplace style websites, they'll impersonate a buyer or a seller. And they'll say, I just want to verify your phone number is real. I've been scammed too many times. I just want to verify your phone number is legit. I'm going to send a code to it. It's a scam, right? There's no reason an individual should be sending a code to your phone number. So that's red flag number 10. Watch out for it. Someone says you're going to send a code to your phone to give it back. Let me know in the chat if you've encountered that one. And that's 10 red flags to indicate you're dealing with a scammer. Yeah, we did videos about all these 10 red flags, split 5 and 5 in each video. So go share those videos with a loved one. Give them a like. They're on our YouTube channel. How are we all doing this evening? If you're lurking, say hi in the chat. Give me some reactions. We want to hear from you. We do this live stream every week. Spread awareness of common scams every Thursday, 5:45 Eastern. So we've been going for, 2 hours already. We're going probably for another, let's see here. According to the agenda, we are going until about, probably like 8:45-ish, it looks like. Probably till about 8:35-ish. So we still got a lot of good stuff coming up here. And we're going to go back into some common scams and some scam examples now. Super important to be aware of. So still time to get some more people in here and get some more action in the live stream. And, by the way, if you haven't joined our free mailing list yet, scamaware101.com, hit join mailing list. Best way to keep in touch. You can also follow us on social media. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. The thing is, people's accounts on social media could just, boom, one day they could disappear. right? Social media, Facebook especially, so bad, just killing people's accounts. So always join the mailing list is the best way to get direct information from us. And, even if one of our accounts gets turned off, because Facebook loves to flag our accounts because all the scam examples we post. So their AI is always detecting it incorrectly. So join the free mail list, scamware101.com. Now, let's get back to talking about some more common scams to be aware of. These are probably some of the most important ones right now. Just updating the time agenda here. All right. So next scam we're going to talk about, arrest warrant scams. Arrest warrants, sometimes referred to as a jury duty scam. And this one's picking up a lot. Especially this week on Facebook, so many people were reporting being targeted with phone calls. And they impersonate the sheriff's office, local law enforcement. And what they do is they say that a warrant's going to be issued because you failed to show up for jury duty, right? Or you failed to show up for a jury summons or court summons, right? But it's a trick. And the thing about these arrest warrant scams, they're extremely convincing. Extremely convincing. First of all, the caller ID, it will show the sheriff's phone number. It will show local law enforcement's phone number. So the scammer, they're calling you from halfway across the world, but your caller ID says it's the local sheriff. Okay, so very convincing. And that's why people, they get scared and think this is real. They think they can believe their caller ID. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. And usually the common narrative with these arrest warrant scams and jury duty scams is they call you up and they say that you missed jury duty, you failed to show up in court, and they say you must pay immediately or they're going to come and arrest you right now, right? It could be a scary situation. You got to pay us now or we're going to come and arrest you right now. And the uptick in this scam that's been happening and that's more prevalent now is these scammers, they will provide fake paperwork. They'll send you a text message or an email and it'll have a fake court documents attached with your information, making it look like that they're going to issue a warrant or that you missed a summons to show up in court, right? They send you this fake paperwork to try to be more convincing. And, about a year or so ago, we did a video on this scam and we warned about the fake paperwork, but the fake paperwork aspect, it wasn't so common back then. But now, so many people, just this week alone on Facebook, so many people were sharing screenshots of these fake warrants and fake paperwork from these scammers that call up and they claim to be from law enforcement. They claim to be from the sheriff's office. So don't be tricked by these phone calls if you get one, right? Even if they offer you fake paperwork, even if the caller ID says your local sheriff's office, like you cannot trust it. You have to hang up. And if this was real, they don't mind. Hang up and then call your local sheriff's department directly. That's how you handle this. Okay. And then they're going to tell you, we don't call people when there's arrest warrant. We just come and arrest you. Right. So that's how you handle this type of scam. Don't be pressured. Don't fall for their attempts to instill fear in you, right? Just calmly ask, which organization are you calling from? They say they're calling from blah, 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 sheriff department, right? Hang up and then call back their sheriff's department directly, right? Look up the official phone number and then call them back directly and they'll tell you it's a scam. Okay. But don't deal with these unsolicited phone calls. You cannot trust unsolicited phone calls. No matter how scary it is, no matter what information they know about you. And again, even if they say they're going to provide paperwork, you just can't trust for it. In fact, we have a couple reports here about this one that gave some details. So I just want to read you these quick reports on these arrest warrant scams here. And it's all from this year. So the first report says, a man reportedly from the sheriff's department in a city I used to live in said that there was a warrant for my arrest. It was due to not reporting for jury duty, right? So there you go. There's the classic example. They call you up, right? And a lot of times they already know what city you live in or lived in. So that's why they know what sheriff office to impersonate. Right. And that's what they did in this case. They said you missed jury duty. And what's interesting, remember how I said earlier, we were talking about that red flag where they ask for secrecy. They have these creative stories of why you can't tell anybody about what's going on. This one said, I was not to discuss this with anyone because children were involved. A clever little trick to try and get the guy to stay quiet. Right. And then it goes on to say, I was told to go to Walmart and put money on a one account. They would provide me with a barcode when I got there. And we're seeing that a lot more lately. Reports of these one accounts at Walmart, which I believe are linked to your bank account. So that's what they do. They have you go to Walmart, set up a one account, and they steal your money that way. So all in this one report about these arrest warrant scams. again, I can't overstress this enough. A lot of people are getting targeted with these. It's getting worse and worse. Lots of warnings coming up from law enforcement about these, and lots of people reporting, especially the fake paperwork aspect. A lot of people are reporting, this fake paperwork that they offer to give them. You always got to hang up and verify. Hey, welcome to the live stream. I think it's Al86, right? 861. Welcome. Good to see you. Is Indeed job searching is a scam? Yeah, look, we were talking about employment scams earlier. You need to watch out for these employment scams. These too good to be true job offers, especially if they're asking you to pay money up front. Pay money up front for equipment, pay money up front for training. The task scams where they say they'll pay you to click like and post reviews, right? Very common job and employment scams, whether it's on Indeed or LinkedIn. A lot of random text messages with these job offers, so watch out for those too. Al861 in the chat, just answering that. But going back to these arrest warrant scams that are extremely common right now, important to be aware of. And the second report also has some interesting detail. It says, received a phone call saying we're from the county sheriff and that I had 2 charges against me and that I had to pay a fee. Was made to stay on the line and was directed to deposit money through a cryptocurrency machine, right? And some interesting details there, right? He was made to stay on the line. That goes back to these scammers. They don't want you to call anybody, to talk to anybody. They want to keep you quiet. So what they'll do is they'll actually keep you on the phone while you're driving to the bank to withdraw your money, while you're driving to the cryptocurrency machine to deposit your money. They'll keep you on the phone to try and prevent you from calling someone else and telling them what's happening, right? And then there's also just the fact he was told to go to a cryptocurrency machine, right? It's always a big red flag. No legit organization is going to ask you to deposit money into a cryptocurrency machine, okay? So big red flags. These arrest warrant scams or jury duty scams, very, very common right now. Can't trust caller ID. Even if the caller ID says it's the sheriff's department, do not trust it. We know that scammers are manipulating caller ID. Okay. Have this little infographic we made. By the way, there's a video on our YouTube channel about this one too. So feel free to go share that arrest warrant video. We have some news clips in there from local sheriff's department warning about this too. But there's a quick infographic we threw together about this, how to spot an arrest warrant scam. Right? Scammers impersonate law enforcement. They call victims claiming a warrant is out for their arrest or they missed jury duty. The jury duty narrative is like the most common one. They demand immediate payment. All right. They use deceptive tactics, the fake caller ID, the convincing paperwork. Right? You can't trust it. How to protect yourself. Never trust caller ID. That's not just for this scam. It's also bank scams. We'll talk about bank scams next. Right? But law enforcement never asks for payment on the phone either. They're never going to tell you to go to a cryptocurrency machine. And the golden rule, hang up and verify. Right? Again, if you're afraid that this is legit, if you're afraid that this is real, there's going to be an arrest warrant, right? Hang up, call back the sheriff's department directly to confirm, and they'll tell you no, it's a scam. Okay. So watch out for these arrest warrant scams, these jury duty scams. Lots of reports coming in about these. They've only gotten worse over the years. Again, we released a video about this one over a year ago at this point now, right? And it's only gotten worse since then, as have all the scams. So awareness is key. Spread awareness. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. It really does help get our content out there. We're just trying to put something good out into the world. And it really does help hitting that like button and saying hi in the chat, giving some reactions. Let's help spread awareness of these scams. We do this live stream every week. So subscribe, like, follow, subscribe. It really does help. This next scam we're going to talk about, bank impersonation scams. Extremely common. How many of you in the chat have gotten text messages, emails, phone calls impersonating the bank, right? So how this one works is scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under your account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers impersonating their bank, right? And this is one of those scams, again, where the caller ID, it might even show your bank's name and number, right? Super important to be aware of that, because so many people that fall for this scam, when they tell people about it afterwards, they thought that they could trust it because the caller ID showed their bank's name. It showed their bank's phone number. Right? But scammers could do that. And the scary thing is scammers know most of the time what bank you use already. So they know what bank to impersonate too. So you get a phone call, caller ID says it's your bank, right? And then they tell you suspicious activity, go into a whole scam narrative. But it's not just phone calls, it's text messages and emails too. And here's an example of one of those text messages. Because that's what we do here on Scamware 101. We try to show you real examples of these scams. We're going to play some more phone calls for the rest of the live stream. We're going to show you some more emails and text messages, right? We want to show you real examples of these scams so you're more likely to spot them when you're being targeted, right? Awareness is key, right? Knowledge is your best defense against scams. But anyway, see this text message on the screen here? This is a real example of a bank text message scam. says, verify TD Bank card activity. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. This isn't really from your bank. This is a scam that's trying to trick you, right? And the idea is they're trying to get you to reply no because you didn't use, your card at Walgreens. And once you reply no, the scammer's going to try to get you on the phone, and they're going to impersonate your bank, and then they're going to go through their whole scam narrative, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. But interesting story behind this example from the person who sent this screenshot to me. Right before they received this screenshot, they actually got a phone call. And the caller ID said TD Bank, right? They didn't answer the phone call, but it's a great example of how the caller ID, it gets manipulated by these scammers. And then right after not answering the call, they sent the follow-up text, verify TD Bank activity. So these scammers, they're persistent, right? Don't be fooled by the persistence. Don't think, well, I got a phone call that I didn't answer and now they're texting me. It must really be my bank. Don't let them fool you. Scammers, they put a lot of effort into tricking you, right? So that's a real example of a text message scam. But we also have a victim's story here that I want to share with you. We got a Al86 over in the chat says, I have malware bites on my phone, and sometimes it blocks my legitimate text messages. Every now and then I get asked about apps that you can have on your phone, and there's none that are perfect. There really aren't. It's, they block legit messages, or they'll miss certain scam. It's really hard to recommend any kind of app for phones that work well. The best advice is just, you can't trust unsolicited contacts, right? Look, when it comes to these bank messages, the best thing you could do, right? And luckily, these bank scams, they're very easy to debunk. Whether it's an email, a text message, or phone call, what you do, hang up. Don't click any links. Don't reply. Don't engage with the person who called, right? Hang up. Call the number on the back of your bank card, right? Call the bank directly using the number on the back of your bank card. That's it, right? That's the easiest way to debunk any type of these bank impersonation scams. But I mentioned how this type of scam, they're targeting you with phone calls, text messages, emails, and we have a victim's story here I just want to share with you real quick. She says, I feel so stupid. This young Connecticut woman had her bank account drained by scammers after answering a trusted Wells Fargo number. See, that's the example there. So many people fall for this because they don't realize that scammers can manipulate the caller ID. And in her case, it says her trouble began when she saw a familiar phone number on her caller ID. I got a call from Wells Fargo number saying I had fraudulent activity on my account and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle. It's another big red flag, Zelle. We mentioned that a little bit earlier, right? And in her case, they told her to secure her account. She needed to send money through Zelle that would go back into your account afterwards. That was the scam, right? So they call up, they make it sound like somebody's transferring money with your Zelle account. They tell you you need to secure your account by transferring money with Zelle. They give you the number to transfer it to. That's going to supposedly put it back in your account. It's actually a trick though. You're actually selling your own money to the scammer. And the worst part about that is that when you send money with Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, right? When you send money, you're tricked to actually send it to a scammer. The banks won't refund it to you. They won't give it back to you, right? They don't consider that fraud. The bank's not going to be there for you. If somebody hacked into your account and they stole your money, that's one thing. Then the bank considers that fraud and they'll help you out. But when it comes to these scams, right, this is not considered fraud, right? When they trick you into transferring the money and you into withdrawing the money, the bank's not going to help you, right? That's not covered by fraud and they're not going to give you that money back, which is why scammers prefer these unusual forms of payment. It's why they ask you to use Zelle. It's why they ask you to use crypto. It's why they tell you to purchase gift cards, because they know that the bank's not going to help you. So, Al says, I have called the back of my bank card. Unfortunately, the people on the phone are in the Philippines. Well, that's kind of funny, actually. But look, if you're calling the number on the back of your card, though, it is legit. So just make sure you're calling the right number. Sometimes you do one number off, and sometimes it actually calls a scammer. So make sure you're actually calling the number back your bank card. And hey, even if they're in the Philippines, as long as they're legit. But yeah, that's what you do. Any type of bank scam, call the number to your back your bank card. Just don't trust the caller ID, please. People got to realize you can't trust the caller ID. We put together this quick little infographic, the anatomy of a bank impersonation scam. Right, it starts with you get the fake text alert, the panic phone call. Sometimes these scammers, they instruct victims to go to a bank and withdraw their money, but they tell the victim to lie to the bank teller. Right? They'll say, this is the scenario where they say there's an investigation. You can't tell the bank teller what's going on because she might be part of the whole scam. And it's all a fabricated story. They know if you reveal this to the bank teller, what's going to happen is the bank teller is going to say that's a scam. Right? So instead, they tell you to lie. They tell you that if the bank teller asks why you're taking his money out, tell them it's for home improvements, for contractors. They actually tell you to lie to the bank teller. So that's a huge, huge red flag too. So keep that in mind. But look, again, hang up immediately. Call number in the back of your bank card. Don't be tricked by these bank scammers that impersonate your bank. And their story is going to be crazy. They're going to tell you this whole story. You got to act now, and you're going to be part of this investigation, or just don't get sucked into the story. Right? You got to hang up and don't listen to them. So watch out for these bank impersonation scams. Thanks, Al. Appreciate it. It says 100%. I'm great. I agree. Hey, we're just trying to get the word out there, man. Too many people falling for these scams. Yeah. Just hop on. Go join our mailing list, scamaware101.com. Yeah, that's how we keep in touch with you. And follow us on social media. If you got a sec, go like us on Facebook, Instagram. It really does help. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The algorithms seem to hate us for some reason. I don't know why, but so the more likes and follows we get, hopefully we could turn the algorithm, get back on our side. But this next scam we're going to talk about, and believe it or not, this is actually a super dangerous scam. It's a wrong number scam. And it's so dangerous because it seems so innocent, right? And what it is scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers, right? When someone replies, wrong number, or who's this, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim, right? And this is one of those long-term deception scams. They'll spend a week or two texting back and forth. They say, oh, you seem nice. It was a wrong phone number, but you seem nice. Add me on WhatsApp. And right. And they start trying to get a friendship going with you. But this is all part of a scam. Eventually it's going to evolve into a romance or a pig butchering scam that we talked about a little earlier. And I have a few examples of these text messages that I want to show you. And one of the reasons why this is so dangerous is because these wrong number scams, they could start with something as innocent sounding these text messages. They start with something as innocent as a, hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Or, excuse me, is this Emma? Or, have a cup of coffee together sometime. Oh, hold on a second. Let me just adjust the screen real quick. I just moved the, bear with 1 second. 1 sec. I just got the screen a little off here. Let's get back. There we go. Sorry, I just had to fix that real quick. I want to make sure you get everything in there. Okay. All right. So these wrong number scams, again, they're so dangerous because they start with such a simple, unexpected text message. Hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Excuse me, is this Emma? Have a cup of coffee together sometime, right? You want to be kind. They take advantage of your kindness because people's initial reaction is to reply back like, hey, you got the wrong phone number, or no, this isn't Emma, or who is this, right? They take advantage of people wanting to react kindly, right? But what you're actually doing is, first of all, by replying, even just to say wrong number or who is this, first of all, you're letting them know that your number is active, and now they're going to target you with more scams. So that's the first problem with replying to these wrong number texts. But what happens is these scams evolve. And you can see how the conversation goes, where they start trying to build a friendship and a trust here. These are real examples, right? So conversation starts out with hi, right? You reply back, hi, who's this? Right? So right off the bat, now they know it's active, no phone number to target you more, right? But then it says, I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party, and you picked this number for me, right? We reply back, and we reply, sorry, you have the wrong phone number, okay? At this point, the conversation should end, right? If it's been established as a wrong number, there's no reason to keep going, but because it's a scammer, they're going to keep on targeting you and talking, right? So the scammer goes on, oh my gosh, I checked and I found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. We reply back again. We say, that's okay, no problem, right? Again, conversation should end, keeps going. Thank you very much. You're a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you, right? They start trying to converse with you, okay? And they start trying to gain information about you, your name, where you're located, right? And then next thing we reply back and say your name's Pat, right? And then they go, you have a beautiful name. I am from Malaysia, living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right? So they're going to try to find out your age. They're going to try to find out where you live. They're going to try to find out your name. And they're going to determine the best scam to target you with, whether it's a romance scam or a pig butchering scam, which, by the way, are two very, very damaging scams. Let's see. We got Mike in the chat. Mike R says, I get daily scam messages from a guy named John trying to get me to invest in Trump crypto. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I've never shared this example yet on the live stream, but you know what? Real quick, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to share a quick example of that. But you know what? Actually, let me finish. I'll finish talking about the wrong number scams. So stay tuned, Mike. I actually have an example of that text message you're talking about. I'll show you it. But let's finish up with the wrong number scams first. Make my ADD kick in and getting distracted. Nah, just kidding. Keep talking to the chat. Keep engaging. I think it helps the algorithm get more people in here. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. And as soon as we're done with these wrong number scams, I'll show you that example that you're talking about, that Trump crypto coin. There's some bunch of Doge too. We have a Doge example I'll show you as well. But look, so this is an example of how these wrong number scams work. It starts off with a simple, oh, I got a wrong number, but you seem nice. Let's be friends. They're going to try to get you onto WhatsApp to continue to scam. Okay, I have one more example of these I'm going to show you here. So another example of these wrong number scams. Here's another example. Sometimes they include a picture. So there's a real example of a wrong number scam, right? You get a random message. Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. And then they include a picture, usually of an attractive woman, right? We know what they're trying to do, right? And it's a numbers game to them. They're going to send these messages to hundreds of thousands of people, right? And a certain amount of people are going to be like, oh, hey, it's my lucky day, right? They're going to reply. But what's interesting about this example is they include the picture, okay? But you notice they didn't reply. The message comes at 1:58 p.m. and we didn't reply. Well, 4 hours later on the dot, at 5:58 p.m., they send the follow-up message. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right? So the reason I point this out, that the follow-up comes 4 hours on the dot, exactly, from 1:58 to 5:58. Like exactly. And the reason I point this out is because this isn't even a real person sending this text message yet. This is a bot. There's a bot out there. It's just sending out the same messages, hundreds of thousands of the same messages to all these different phone numbers. They're including the same picture. And the bot's programmed where 4 hours, if there's no reply, send the follow-up text. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right? It's all automated. Scammers are using the latest technology, right? And this picture is probably not even a real person. It's probably AI generated. Okay? So I like this example because it shows a couple things. It shows how it's automated at first. They're using latest technology. It has a picture that's probably AI generated, right? And it's a great example of how these wrong number scams work. So don't fall for them. Don't reply. It's a scam. Those are wrong number scams. So wrong number scams work. By the way, we did a video about these wrong number scams on our YouTube channel here. Let me bring it up real quick for you. And it's actually our most popular video. We released it over a year ago now at this point, but it actually got 103,000 views, which was wild. Most of our videos here on our YouTube channel, we're lucky to get a few thousand views on the videos, right? But this one got 103,000 views, the wrong number scam video we have here on our YouTube channel. So that was pretty cool. I wish more videos got that many views. But anyway, that was about a year ago on these wrong number scams. Lots of comments. And the comments on the video, they confirmed. So many people said they got the exact same text message, exact same picture. So be aware of this scam. Don't fall for it. And I'm going to go pull up that example real quick that we were just mentioning about the Trump coin and the Dogecoin text messages. But after that, our next scam we're going to talk about is this faith-based leader impersonation, which is pretty wild that scammers doing this one. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But let me just dig up this examples real quick for you. Oh, where the heck is it? Oh, I don't remember. I have so many scam examples that sometimes it takes me a minute to find them all here. There we are. Here it is. One sec, almost got it. Oh, where the heck is it? Almost there. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I've been meaning to show this anyway, so I'm glad that he asked about it here. I mean, I can't find it. Damn, I do have it. I just don't want to keep everybody waiting on a live stream while I look for it here. Check one more spot and then we'll keep going here. Damn. Oh, well. So I can't find it right now. I just don't want to keep everybody waiting on the live stream while I look for it here. Where the heck did it go? It's super annoying. I know I have it here somewhere. Oh, well, I'll dig it up for next time. I definitely have it here. I have an example of the Trump coin one you're talking about and the Doge coin one. Oh, well. Damn, that's annoying. Oh, I think I might have gotten it. I'll say. No. All right, whatever. I'll have to find next time. Sorry. I know I got the example somewhere. But definitely watch out for those text messages claiming to be for Trump coin and Dogecoin and all that. They're definitely scams. But anyway, let's talk about this faith-based impersonation scam. I was actually surprised. But I don't know if you're still here. Hopefully I didn't lose all you. Give me a quick like, say hi in the chat, some reactions. But I was actually surprised to learn about this faith-based group leader impersonation scam. This is when scammers, they pose as trusted religious leaders, such as priests, rabbis, pastors, to deceive members of their community. Right? So if you're a member of a church or a synagogue, be aware of this one and make sure that the faith leaders of your congregation are aware of this one. And we have some examples of how this works. Right? What happens is these scammers, they'll create a fake email address that looks like your pastor, rabbi, or priest. Right? And what they do, or they hack into the actual email address of the faith leader, and they send out these messages to the members of the congregation, right? Here's one: contacted by our pastor. He needed help getting some Apple gift cards for cancer patients in the hospital, but he was busy with other things, right? So here they are impersonating a faith-based leader, which is pretty low, pretending to be a rabbi, a pastor, and priest. It's pretty low to do in the first place, but it's even lower for them to say, can you go out and get gift cards? I'm going to the hospital for cancer patients, right? They're pulling on your heartstrings. And of course, they're going to say, we'll reimburse you for whatever you spend, but it's pretty low. They're trying to say, go gift cards for people with cancer and send them over to me. I'm on my way to hospital. It's a pretty skeevy scam, right? So the one here, the person impersonating the pastor from our church in South San Francisco asked to send money for Brazil because he has a personal emergency, right? So here he is pretending to be a pastor and needing money in Brazil. And here's another one. I received an email that appears to be from my priest. He asked me to buy 10 Amazon gift cards immediately. He needed to send them out, right? So think about that. 10 Amazon gift cards, $500 each probably. That's a $5,000 scam, right? And it's from somebody who's impersonating the priest and emailing members of the congregation, right? $5,000 scam right there. And your guard's down because you think, oh, well, if I can trust anybody to reimburse me, it's going to be my priest, my rabbi, whoever. So it's pretty clever because you have your guard down. You're not so worried about getting paid back. You want to do something good for your church or synagogue, right? And it's a pretty clever trick, but it's a $5,000 scam right there. Now we have another one. You know, so there's a pastor, there's a priest. Here's one for rabbis. Someone saying they were my rabbi, asking me to get 5 Target gift cards, $500 each for sick people, right? So right there, it's a $2,500 scam. You know, from somebody impersonating to be a rabbi. So look, these scammers, they don't discriminate when it comes to this, right? Instead, they target everybody. They'll impersonate priests, rabbis. They don't care. They'll take anybody's money. These scammers. So be aware of this one. Warn your congregation. Make sure that your faith leaders, they're aware of this so they can warn the congregation, right? Because this is actually a pretty common scam where scammers, they impersonate people you know, friends and family, but now they're impersonating your faith leaders too. So watch out for this type of scam. And a couple notes about that type of scam as well. Always inspect the email address carefully. You know, maybe right off the bat, you'll be able to tell it's not really your pastor or your rabbi's, you know, email address. So definitely look at the email address, but that's not good enough, even if it is from a legit email address, because it could have got breached. The scammer could have got into that email address, and now they're targeting everybody's, all the contacts, right? They hack into your rabbi's email address. They hack into the priest or pastor's email address. And now they start blasting emails to all the contacts saying, hey, listen, I'm on my way to the hospital. Can you pick up $5,000 worth of gift cards so I could give them out? I'll reimburse you. And you're thinking, oh, yeah, sure. I mean, if I could count on anybody to reimburse me, it's going to be my priest, my rabbi, or whoever, right? So it's a pretty clever scam they use to target people based on their faith. Okay, so if you ever find yourself in this situation, you can't go by just text message or email, just like all these other scams. Right? You got to verify through a second communication channel, call up on a phone, talk to them directly, call the main office, right? Be like, look, this is what's happening. It's going to be a scam, right? It's definitely a weird request to receive, and it's going to be a scam. So, and then there's a whole gift card aspect, right? Gift cards, they got to be red flags, right? Gift cards are always a huge red flag. You're dealing with a scammer because we know scammers love to get paid in gift cards, right? So huge red flag. And it's an interesting twist on the classic scam where they pretend to be a friend or a family member that needs, asking you to get a gift card because they need money, right? I used to have this happen all the time. My friends would get their Facebook pages hacked. And then all of a sudden I get a random message on Facebook saying, hey, I'm stranded. Can you send me a $500 gift card? It's like, it's like, what the? So, but now this is the new spin where they impersonate your priest. They impersonate your pastor. They impersonate your rabbi. And it's a pretty clever twist on this type of scam. Right? And look, these 4 reports that I just went over here from victims, these were only a few of the reports. There were so many more. So I was actually really surprised to see how common this scam was. Nigella says, new scam to me. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw it too. So be aware of this one. And now is actually probably a good time to mention one of the few ways that we actually make money here, a Scamware 101, is we do offer group presentations, remote group presentations for organizations like your local church, your synagogue, your community center, your HOA. So we'll do a remote presentation for them, usually about an hour and a half we keep it to. And we have a Q&A, so anybody can ask questions. We'll make sure that everybody leaves aware with all their questions answered, and we'll give them a few handouts with all the examples of scam text messages and the red flags we talked about. So it is one of the few ways we do make money over here at Scamware 101. So if you know anybody that would benefit from this type of presentation, local church, your synagogue, your community center, your HOA, right, your senior group, reach out, and we could talk about doing a presentation for them. All right, let's talk about some more scams here. We're definitely going over schedule here. That's fine. I'm going to keep going. Looks like we've got people in the chat. We've got people watching, so I'm going to keep going. Looks like we're going to go till about, 40. We'll probably go to about 9 o'clock, about an hour over. So it's cool with me if you guys are cool with it. By the way, welcome to the live stream, Nigella. Always good to see you. Appreciate you. was trying to find that text message scam example from Mike R. I know I got it. It's driving me nuts that I couldn't find the example for you. I definitely have it saved here. AI robocalls all day. Actually, we're going to go over some AI robocalls right now, actually, with the fake order scams. I'm going to play 2 robocalls for you. All right, so let's talk about some fake order scams. These fake order scams, did a video about these too, but they're a big problem because they're targeting people with voicemails, robocalls, right? They're targeting people with emails, they're targeting people with text messages. And the thing that's scary and convincing about these fake order scams is they could claim that the order was placed with any vendor. They could claim any item was purchased because there was no real order, but that doesn't matter. The whole point is they could just say anything was purchased, and that's how it works. They try to trick you into thinking someone placed an order under your account, and then they tell you to call this number to dispute it. Right, so you think you're calling Apple to dispute it. You think you're calling Amazon to dispute it, right? But you're actually calling a scammer. Right? It's a real clever way for these scammers to trick you into getting on the phone with them. And we have a few examples here to show you. First one is a text message that impersonates Apple. Right? It says, "We have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at an Apple store for $143. Right? And then it says, "If it wasn't you, call back this number immediately to cancel the charge." Right? But if you call back that number, you're not going to be connected to Apple. You're going to be connected to a scammer who impersonates Apple. And they're going to tell you somebody stole your identity and try to trick you into withdrawing your funds. And it turns into this whole big scam narrative where they try to clear out your bank account. Right? And it starts from this innocent seeming text message that's saying, hey, that somebody's made a purchase on your Apple Pay. Right? You can't trust it. If you're concerned that this was real, go check your Apple account, reach out to Apple directly, right? But don't call that number back. That's how the scam works. They rely on you thinking an order was placed and then calling back this number where you talk to scammer, right? So this is a real text message example of that. But we also have an email, a report, a victim's story who fell for the email version of this, right? It says right here, a 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to identity fraud scam. The scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase. All right, so I'm going to stop there real quick. That's how this fake order notification works, right? She got an email. The email said, somebody purchased an iPhone under your account. iPhones are expensive, right? They're over like $1,000. So there's that example of it creates a sense of urgency where it's like, oh my God, somebody purchased an iPhone. That wasn't me. I better call this number, right? And they don't stop to think. They call a number. They think they're talking to Apple. They're actually talking to a scammer. Okay. And this victim's report goes on to say, so she calls up this number. She's talking to scammers, doesn't realize it. And what the scammer does, they tell her your identity's been stolen. There's multiple accounts being opened across multiple states in your name. Then they transfer her to somebody posing as a CIA agent who instructs her to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. Then she's directed to Walmart to purchase gift cards and send photos of them. Then next day she was told to do another $500 one. So she lost $4,100 to this fake order notification scam. Because she thought an iPhone was purchased under her account, right? Lots of red flags here, right? Especially the gift card where they tell her to go to Walmart and purchase gift cards. Always a red flag. These scammers love getting paid in gift cards. But it's an example of how these fake order notifications work. So that was a text message example. That's an email example. But what about these phone calls, these Rumble calls that we're getting hit with all day long, like the ones Nigella just mentioned in the chat? They're a big problem. I have 2 examples I'm going to play for you right now. The first one impersonates Amazon, and it claims a MacBook Pro was purchased on your account for $1,499. Right? Now that'll get a reaction out of you. You get a phone call saying someone spent $1,500. So what happens is they try to trick you into calling back or pressing 1 to talk to a scammer. So let's listen to this call real quick.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, Please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
All right, so that's the first one. If you press 1, though, you get connected to the scammer. So don't do it. You know, pressing 1, it bypasses everything connects to a scammer. So if you're concerned that was real, go check your Amazon account directly or reach out to Amazon directly. But don't trust what the phone call says. Don't trust what the recording says. Don't press 1. Don't call back any numbers that tells you to call. Right? That's how these wrong numbers, that's how these fake order notifications work. They try to trick you into calling a number to dispute a fake order. Okay. Here's another example of one of these phone calls. This one impersonates Walmart. It says a PlayStation was purchased on your account.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
All right, so that one impersonates Walmart. It says a PlayStation was purchased under your account. And it says press 1 to dispute. You press 1. Excuse me. If you press 1 or call number shown, right, there's that red flag about calling number shown, you end up getting connected to the scammer. All right, so don't fall for it. These robocalls. Look, this is one of those scams. They're calling hundreds and thousands of people a day, playing the same phone call because they know it's a numbers game. They know a certain amount of people are going to react without thinking, and they're going to end up pressing 1 or calling back the number. And then they fall for this fake order notification scam, which, based on that victim story, it evolves. It doesn't just evolve into somebody placed an order. It evolves into somebody stolen your identity. You need to transfer all your money out to secure it. And it turns into this whole thing where they try to clear out your bank account. Right? We're not dealing with scammers who are just trying to get $100 from you. They want to clear out and take everything you have. All right, so watch out for these fake order scams. Extremely common, extremely dangerous. They could claim anything was ordered. They could impersonate any vendor. And don't fall for it. Be aware. Next scam I'm going to show you here, grandparent scams. This is when scammers impersonate a distressed relative claiming to have been arrested or in an accident and needing financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers, they often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. And look, this is one of those scams where the scammer will impersonate somebody, loved one, usually your child or your grandchild, right? And people hear about this scam, and it's one of those scams where they think, I would know if it was really my grandchild. I would know if it was a scammer impersonating them, but not so much. I'm actually going to show you a video right now, a short video clip of a scammer that's from the Dominican Republic, and he's actually a grandparent scammer. He actually calls up, he impersonates the loved one, and they impersonates the police. And, you watch this video, and I think it makes it more clear how people could fall for this. So let me just frame this real quick, what we're going to watch. So this scammer from the Dominican Republic, there's actually a YouTuber, he goes by name Scam Sandwich. He hacked into this scammer's computer, and then he recorded him on webcam doing this scam. So go check out Scam Sandwich's channel. Make sure to follow it. He's got the whole video there. I just got a small clip here just to show you, right? But we're going to watch this grandparent scammer call up a victim. He's going to impersonate the loved one, and he's going to try to trick her. So let me show you exactly how these grandparent scams work. We're going to watch the grandparent scammer do it. And this guy's known as an opener. He's the one who, his job is to reach out and initiate the scam, and then he hands it off and different scammers call up to get the money. All right. But I have a little ongoing debate each week about this. Some people say they don't think she was going to fall for the scam. Other people say she do. I think she was going to fall for the scam. Right. But let me know what you think. Let's watch this video real quick.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying. What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
The next. Hey, let me know if that was cutting out or not. I think it was okay, but if it was cutting out, let me know. I'll replay it. I think the PC was getting bogged down a little bit while I was doing it. But that's a great example of a grandparent scam. See how he impersonates a loved one and the person's distressed, right? Like, honestly, when he's impersonating a loved one, it could be anybody's loved one. They just sound distressed, they're crying, they're upset. People don't sound like themselves in a situation like that. So it's a quick 20 seconds of him impersonating the distressed loved one, right? And then he switches over and starts impersonating the police officer. And that's a great example of that scary situation, right? Where she's like, oh, I better send money and help him, right? And now he's going to call back. He's going to impersonate lawyers. He's going to impersonate the police department. He's going to impersonate the court. And he's going to keep on impersonating different agencies and keep on asking for more and more money, right? So, look, terrible scam. It's called a grandparent scam because it targets grandparents and the older folks out there, right? It uses the kids and the children as the bait, right? And, you need to be aware of it. And unfortunately, the best way to protect yourself from this, which is crazy that we live in these times, but they say the best way to protect yourself is to have a passcode or passphrase to use with your loved ones, which is pretty wild that it's come to that. But you're supposed to have a passcode or passphrase that only your loved ones are aware of it. And this way, that's how you verify what's actually going on and who you're talking to. Right? Pretty wild, right? But anyway, watch out for these grandparent scams. They're a big problem. They're trying to clear out your grandma's money. Trying to clear out your inheritance. So watch out. And this last batch of scams we're going to talk about here, before we go check out the AARP scam tracking site. Because even though we're on our last batch of scams, usually the last 15 minutes of this live stream, we're going to go check out the AARP scam tracker map. We're going to actually check out in real time what scams are being reported, right? So don't go anywhere yet. So this last scam we're showing you an example here is outstanding traffic ticket scams. And these have evolved so much over the past couple of years, right? They originally kind of started as these text messages that claimed you had an unpaid toll. And then eventually they evolved into these text messages that say you have a traffic ticket now. And they're impersonating all different agencies at this point. They impersonate the DMV, they impersonate DOT, they impersonate EasyPass, they impersonate them all at this point. But here's some examples of those text messages you might get. Nebraska Department of Vehicles enforcement penalties begin in July. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Nebraska State Administrative Code. There's some long code there, blah, blah, blah. If you do not complete payment by July 20th, we will take the following actions. Here's a list of scary things that they're supposedly going to happen if you don't pay this ticket. Report to the DMV, suspend your vehicle registration, suspend your driving privileges, transfer to a toll booth, charge 35% fee. You may be prosecuted, your credit score will be affected, all scary stuff, right? It's a great example of how they use those scary threats to get you to react quickly, okay? But there's no traffic ticket. And if there was, this isn't how you would be contacted either, right? So you get a text message like this, don't click the link. It's a scam. The second example next to it, it's actually identical to the first example. Except it says Illinois. And the reason I include it is because I want you to see as an example that once these scams are in one state, they're pretty much in all the states, right? First one's Nebraska, second one's Illinois, exact same message, exact same penalties and threats, all right? And a third example here, it's a little bit different. Final notice, unpaid traffic violation, payment required by January 19th. This is a final notice for an unpaid traffic violation under New Jersey law, right? And then it goes into the same scary threats to report you to motor vehicles, suspend your registration, suspend your driver's license, legal action, all scary stuff that people could fall for. Don't do it. Don't click those links, right? Be aware of this scam. If you're concerned it's real, reach out directly through official channels. But here's the newest version of this scam that started circulating a couple months ago. Look how realistic these notices look. They've been coming in through text messages and emails now. It has these documents attached. I remember what we said before about opening file attachments that you weren't expecting. Don't do it. That's Cybersecurity 101. Don't do it because Scamware 101 will do it for you. And here's some examples of those attachments, right? But look how realistic this fake traffic violation looks now. They have the attachment, you open it, it looks like a document with state seal, state logo at the top. Notice a hearing, it's got a fake date for a court date. Judge John Smith. It says parking violation, toll violation, a date for the hearing. It even has the address of the court, which is the real address, by the way. I used to live in Newark, and that's the real address for the Newark Municipal Court. And it has a QR code to scan, right? You scan that QR code, takes you to a fake website, and steals whatever payment details you enter. Well, what's interesting about these examples, this example is, see the state seal up here? It makes the notice look super legit. But if you zoom in close enough, you notice, wait a minute, these letters, it's not real. It's kind of like gibberish, and it's because it was AI generated, right? It was AI generated. So it's another example of how these scammers are using AI to create these more realistic looking scams. But again, this one started popping up a few months ago. State of New Jersey, state of Massachusetts, state of Florida. They're in all the states now at this point, right? It's another example of how if it's in one state, it's in them all. Awesome. Thanks for the jewels and the stars and all that, John. Appreciate it. Cool. Very cool. Thank you. Shout out in the chat. Appreciate you. So watch out for this scam circulating. It looks super legit, but don't fall for it. Be aware that this is the latest version of the scam that's circulating. If you're concerned it's real, go look up the actual phone number to court. Call up the court directly. Don't trust any phone numbers that might be on this notice. You can never trust any phone numbers in the unsolicited communication. Okay. So look, that wraps up all the scam examples that I had on the agenda. We're about 3 hours in. We're about an hour over, but we're not done yet. We're going to spend 15 more minutes before we wrap up this live stream. And this is actually my favorite part of the live stream. We're going to go hop on to the ARP Scam Tracker website. And we have a link on our website. It'll take you directly there. But while you're on our website, make sure to click join mailing list. Free to join. Scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. Guys, free to join. We'll send you reminders when we're going live. Some other useful scam awareness tips. While you're there, here's a link to all our social media pages. YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. Hop on there. Give us a like. If you have these accounts, but you rarely use them, do us a favor. Just hop on real quick and give us a like. You never have to use the account again, but even just get an extra like helps. Like if you have a Threads account, you don't use it. Hop on real quick. Give us a like. I appreciate it. It would help. And check out our merch. It's over our YouTube store. There's a link at the bottom of the site for the gift shop. You get some merch too. We have Scamware 101 mugs and bottles, mouse pads, stickers. Make great gifts for that friend or family member who keeps on getting scammed. And we have YouTube memberships available too. We'll help support the mission. You sign up for a monthly YouTube membership. We have super chats enabled. If you want to tip a couple bucks, we always appreciate that too. And you can always donate directly too. Scamware101.com/donate. And we have a link at the bottom of our page here, donate. So all ways you could help out. But don't go anywhere. So on our site, we have a tools and software page. Oh, by the way, let me show you something real quick while we're here. We're building out a scam directory on our site as well. We have about 30 scams on there right now. So see all the scams we have here on our scam directory. And the idea is we're going to get this built out. We're trying to put all the examples and everything we have. A bunch of the videos we've done are on the page, like on the arrest warrant scam page, for example. Click that. We have all sorts of information about the arrest warrant scams, common narratives, who they impersonate. There's the link to the YouTube video we did about arrest warrant scams embedded right there on the page. For the unpaid road toll text message scam we just talked about. Same deal, a whole bunch of information. We have the video we did about that on the page. But if you scroll down, here's all the examples too of this one. All these text message examples that we've compiled over the past 2 years. Right, we're trying to get all the examples listed here, transcribed. So this way, look, so when your friends are targeted with these scams, it's very hard. It's very hard to convince them that some of these are scams, right? But what we could do now is you direct them to this page and say, look at all, look, it looks exactly like the text message you got about an unpaid road toll. So we're trying to build out the scam directory. We got about 30 scams up here now, and we're going to be building out more and more. We got to get more of the examples listed, but that's one of the goals over here at Scamware 101 that we're trying to get built out as a scam directory. So it's pretty cool. I just want to show you that. But also, we have the tools and software page, a bunch of useful stuff on here. Sometimes I go over the page, sometimes I don't. But lots of useful links. Check it out on the tools and software page. A couple referral links too. NordVPN. If you're going to purchase NordVPN, use our link. We get a cut from, you get a huge discount, 72% off, and we get a cut too, so that helps. Malwarebytes Premium. Someone mentioned earlier to have Malwarebytes. If you're going to use Malwarebytes Premium, use our link, get 25% off. We get a cut. It's nice. So, but a lot of these links too, they're not affiliate links, just some useful links as well. But the reason I bring you to this page is the last link on this page is to the AARP scam tracking map. So we're going to spend the next probably 10, 15 minutes or so before wrapping up the live stream. We're going to check out some of the latest scams being reported on the AARP scam tracking map. Wait for it to load here. Looks like it's going a little slow today. We'll see if it holds out. When you come to the page, it'll ask if you want to narrow it down by zip code or not, but we're going to leave it on nationwide right now and just see what reports are coming in nationwide. Latest scam reports were 6:30. So 2 days ago, all these reports came in. So all these reports are recent scams actively circulating now. And let's see what some people are reporting. Let's see if it fits the scams we've been going over with together tonight, or if there's some additional ones we should be talking about here. Boom, look at that. The first one listed. Gift card scams and fraud. I received an email from someone claiming to be the pastor of my church. We just talked about that scam a couple minutes ago, right? It was one of the last ones we just talked about. It's the first one that we see on here on the AARP scam tracking map. Let's see what he said. I received an email from someone claiming to be the pastor for my church. He asked if I could do him a favor to help with a surprise for the staff. I responded and said possibly, but I needed to know what. He said he needed me to go and purchase $1,800 worth of gift cards. It's 9 $200 cards in a store of my choosing. Then I was to scratch off the PIN number sticker, take a picture of the front and back of each card and send it to him, and I would be reimbursed for my purchase. I knew immediately it was a scam, told him I would not do it. He never responded back. I'm mad that I responded to his first email, hoping he didn't get any of my information from my email. So there you go. There's a report came in 2 days ago about the scammers impersonating a pastor, trying to get them to buy gift cards. All right. So that's why we covered this one. I was very surprised to see how common that one was. And once I noticed, I added it to our weekly scam list to talk about. So watch out for that one. It's spreading. And again, we've seen examples of rabbis, priests, pastors. It doesn't matter what religion. The scammers are targeting everybody. So be aware of that one. Don't fall for it. Fraudulent sales guy. Receive repeated fraudulent emails which I do not open. They always appear to be confirmation of a purchase. I'm not even going to click into that one because those are those fake order notifications we just talked about. That was we talked about that one a couple scams ago too. The fake order notification. They claim you made a purchase and they try to trick you into calling a phone number. All right? Getting reported, actively circulating. Don't fall for it. Scammer knew my aunt's information and transactions and attempted to open a PayPal account with their information. Let's see if that gives any more details. See what this scam says. I didn't give much more details about that one. Keep your guard up with anything involving PayPal, though. Very common. You know, I get these PayPal emails all the time that say somebody purchased Bitcoin. If it wasn't you, call back to dispute it. But it's just another fancy example of these fake order notification scams. Here we go. It looks like there's a arrest warrant scam here. Let's see what this person's saying. No, I didn't. It just says, person impersonating an officer, sending pressuring messages to make people talk to them or provide personal. It's an arrest warrant scam. We covered those too. Arrest warrant scams, jury duty scams. And just a quick warning about those, just for anybody that's tuning in a little late here. These arrest warrant scams, they're impersonating a local sheriff's office, local law enforcement, right? The caller ID, it might even show the sheriff's number, but you can't trust caller ID. Can't trust caller ID. Scammers can manipulate caller ID. They'll be calling from across the globe, and it'll say the local law enforcement and sheriff's office on your caller ID. You can't trust it. And even if they offer paperwork, you can't trust that either. There's been an uptick, lots of reports of these arrest warrant scammers. They offer fake paperwork, making it look like you're going to be arrested. Hang up and call back the local sheriff directly, right? But don't trust these unsolicited calls anymore. There's a report about that one. Let's see. And just as I said that, here's this report right here. Somebody reported 2 days ago. Just as we were mentioning the arrest warrant scams. They pretended claimed my husband didn't show up for jury duty. There was a warrant out for his arrest. Even sent the warrant to him via picture through text message. See, that's what I'm warning about. A year ago or so, it wasn't so common to see these fake documents that they send you a picture of or send you an email of, right? That wasn't so common a year ago. It was happening, but now it's like super common. It's like they updated the playbook to right away to send over to fake, a picture of the warrant. So don't be fooled. So they said, let's see, she goes on to say, they even sent the warrant to him via picture through text message, saying he'd end up owing $30K for it. Asked how much we could put down so he didn't get arrested. And they asked for Venmo or PayPal. No credit cards, right? Because a lot of these scammers, they know credit cards. You could call up your credit card company and you have some kind of protection. But Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, very hard to get your money back from those. So that's why the scammers ask for those types of payment. Watch out for these arrest warrant scams. They're picking up. Don't fall for it. Arrest warrant and jury duty scams. We have a video about that one too. Go check out the video on our YouTube channel. Share it with a loved one. Let's check out a couple more of these scams that are being reported. I was contacted by an unknown source saying I have a fraudulent charge on Apple Pay. They asked me to call their number, which is going to be a scammer. Let's see if they give any more details. This is a good example. It's probably the same as the one we showed earlier about the fake order notifications. They asked me to call the number, which I have not done, so I didn't call it. Okay, so I didn't give any more details. But look, that is a good thing they didn't call back, because that's what that is, a fake order notification, and they impersonate Apple Pay, just like that text message we showed earlier when we were going over that one. Hey, how we all doing out there? Let me know if you're still watching. We're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes. We're just going to go over some of these few more examples here. Maybe like one more page. One more page of reports that are coming in here. All recent reports, these are all from 2 days ago on the AARP scam tracking website. So just give me some reactions. Let me know you're still watching out there. If you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. It really does help. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Received a copy of a letter. There we go. It's a bank impersonation. Let's see what this one says. We went over these bank impersonation scams earlier. Here's somebody that reported it. Received a copy of a letter from the bank. Got a phone call from the number on the letter. Right? So there's an example. Got a phone call from the number. These scammers, they're impersonating banks. They can manipulate caller ID. They'll show your bank's phone number even though it's not your bank. Okay. Wanted to know if I could go to the bank and draw out money. Said, let me call back and verify. He said, banks can't help. Tried to keep her on the line instead of calling the bank. Called the bank fraud line. They closed both checking accounts. There was a transaction that took place. All right, so it doesn't give too many details about it, but it fits the MO, right? Let's see. Al says in the chat, Al86, I've read about former East Germany. Really? I haven't heard about that one. Tell me more. Al, tell me more in the chat. Maybe I'll go research it afterwards. That's an interesting one. Check out Komori's reports. We'll probably wrap up on this page after these next couple of reports there. Hopefully they're good. Let's see. Elder scams and fraud. Uh-oh, this is a good example to discuss. I was trying to call my insurance number, but got the numbers messed up. Look, that's a big problem. These scammers, what they do is they're able to get numbers that are like one number off of the real number. So you think you're calling you're trying to dial your insurance company, you hit the wrong number. It actually calls a scammer, right? And unfortunately, she gave away a lot of information. And they tried to sell her a life alert device. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. And also searching for a number. Make sure you're calling the real number. A lot of people will search online for the official number, but they end up on a scam site anyway. That's a fake number. So always make sure you're on the official website. You're calling back the official number. Oh, okay. I get you. Yeah. So like you're mentioning, so I was mentioning in the chat how in Germany back in the day, they were masters at these types of scams and these types of frauds. KGB, right? You got the KGB over in Russia. They're masters at these fake documents and frauds too. Look, when it comes to these scams, America's kind of behind on the ball. Other countries, they've definitely mastered these scams. And that's why so many come from outside of the U.S. More recently, we have been a lot of scam organizations in the U.S. have been getting caught and shut down, but the ones that are outside of the U.S., they're very hard to shut down. They're in these lawless countries, these corrupt countries, areas that have a corrupt government. They're not going to do anything about it. Myanmar is the worst. They have these scam compounds where these criminal organizations, they actually hold scammers. They're holding them hostage. They're holding them, they're trafficked and they're forced to scam people all day from these scam compounds in like Myanmar and these other countries where you can't reach them. Parts of the Philippines, India. Welcome to India. There you go. Al said that around the chat. So it's very, very corrupt. And that's why a lot of these places, we can't reach them. We can't shut them down. And on the few occasions that you do, sometimes you'll hear about a scam compound getting shut down, but then they just open another one somewhere. It's an organized crime. They're huge organized crime groups running these things. And they have so much money. It's like they shut down one scam compound. They just move into another city and build a whole other scam compound. It's wild. But it's a big problem. Big problem. Let's see his next couple scams here. Bank of America phone said that Bank of America was calling. When I answered, the person said they're with Allstate. So scammer got a little mixed up what scam he was running. But the caller ID said the Bank of America was calling. Can't trust that caller ID. See what else this report says. Nothing else in it, but still, at least it's a good warning. You always remember you can't trust the caller ID. Even though I said it 1,000 times, we're going to keep on saying it. Let's see if we can find one more good scam to wrap this live stream on here. One more good scam report. What's this one? Let's see what this one says. Medicare. All right. This person doesn't give many details, but I think it's worth talking a little bit about. They received 3 phone calls in the last couple of days. And they asked to verify Medicare. Okay. That's all the report says, but you know what? That's enough for me to go on and talk about here. We mentioned these Medicare scams earlier, right? And I'll just mention in the chat, it's heartbroken to see older people like me scammed from their life savings. And you know what? That's a great point to mention during these Medicare scams, because what's happening with these Medicare scams, let me go bring up the slide now. Oops. These Medicare scams, we opened up the live stream talking about these Medicare scams. And since that person just reported the ARP, look, these Medicare scams are so common at this point. They call up and they impersonate Medicare, your insurance provider, right? And what they do is they get your personal information. They tell you that they're offering free medical supplies, or they're providing a new Medicare card, or they need to verify information, or there's updates to your Medicare benefits, right? But then they ask you to confirm your information. They ask for your birth date, your Medicare number, your start of service. So they can file all these false claims, right? They file these false claims. Now, will Medicare cover a lot of them? Probably. It causes the cost to go up for everybody. But a lot of the claims Medicare won't cover. So you get stuck with the bill, right? And a lot of the older folks out there, they might not even realize that they're paying for this equipment and these services that were never even provided, right? A scammer stole their information. They file a bunch of false claims, and they're getting reimbursed for this equipment and stuff that, was never even provided. And so it's important to review the Medicare summary notices that you get in the mail, and never give away this information to, even if the caller knows things about you, right? The scary thing about those Medicare scams is these scammers, they know a lot of your medical information already. They know what doctor to impersonate. They know what pharmacy to impersonate. Sometimes they know your social security already, and they'll read your social security number back to you to convince you're actually talking to them. You always got to hang up. You got to hang up and then verify through official channels. You just can't, it doesn't matter what they know about you anymore. It doesn't matter what your caller ID says. You just can't trust a phone call, that was unsolicited, that you weren't expecting. You just can't trust it. You have to hang up and verify. It's a golden rule when it comes to any scams now. So anyway, I think that's a good one to wrap up the live stream on this evening. Thank you again for everybody that tuned in. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please hit that like button, subscribe, and join our free mailing list. Hop on over to scamware101.com, hit join mailing list. You'll get a confirmation email sent to you, right? Because I'm not just going to let anybody enter email addresses and sign up. So you got to get a confirmation email. Just click the link to activate it. But join the free mailing list, scamware101.com. We'll send you reminders each week when we're going live, because we do this live stream every week, every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. So tonight was a long one. What was it 3 hours, 15 minutes? Usually we usually just try to go for like 2 hours, but we got into it tonight. Make sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms, right? YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. You see us posting stuff, just hit like. It helps, right? Leave some comments. We always appreciate hearing from you. And look, everybody, stay safe out there, right? The scammers, stay safe this holiday weekend. If you're traveling, going to visit people this holiday weekend, be aware of those text messages, those outstanding traffic tickets, those unpaid road toll tickets. Don't think that they're real because, hey, I was driving this weekend. Maybe I did miss a toll. It's a scam. Don't fall for them, right? They always pick up during the holidays, so be aware of that. And hey, everybody, stay safe out there. I appreciate you all. Enjoy your holiday weekend. And hopefully we'll see you next week. All right, everybody. I'm Jared with Scamware 101. Bear with me while I get these live streams shut down. I'm going to play some tunes for you while I'm shutting down the live stream here. Let me get them going.
Got a text on your phone saying password.
Bye, everybody.
Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night, dear customer. Copy paste, same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamware 101, Jab, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Easy cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link, we ain't falling for that. Scamware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Dare got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, flags, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, stacking wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash that you broken this step. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that you